everybody? Today is May 14, 2026, and today we're going to be talking about the Batman 2, how I feel, what are my thoughts, all that good stuff, like I said, because this is something that right now DC is quote unquote trying to save themselves, but let's be real, nothing at DC currently is working, and no matter how hard they try to push the Batman on the audience, many of the fans are just not eating it up, honestly. So hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. Drop your comments. I'll be reading them and stuff like that. And let's get started. So look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Robert Pattinson's Batman is not my Batman. And I'll tell you why. Because look, every time I see, Robert Pattinson, one, he doesn't convince me as an actor. Two, his Batman to me is like, yo, I'm just not feeling it. And like I said, I want to talk about a few things because recently Matt Reeves has been posting, trying to do like Zack Snyder, trying to build excitement, by posting little pictures here and there, little gifs, and just to see what the audience is gonna react. And it's funny how majority of the audience are straight up just looking at this and like, yo, I really don't care. But again, we're seeing, all the shills and the ones that are quote unquote eating good, glazing all over this Batman, and it's funny. Robert Pattinson is not my Batman, and he'll never be my Batman. Straight up. You know, DC thought that they were going to get away from Zack Snyder. They were going to get away from Ben Affleck. They were going to get away everything that was connected with the Snyderverse. And jokes on them because here we are all these years, and it still haunts them. All these years, and we're still talking about restoring the Snyderverse, and we're still asking for Ben Affleck as Batman. And meanwhile, we have Robert Pattinson that he's just not convincing to me, honestly. His universe is just bland, it's boring. I know some fans, like it and stuff like that, but at least for me and the ones that could relate to what I'm saying, yo, I'm telling you straight up, we know what's up. The real consumer demand is not there with Robert Pattinson. And we've seen that Matt Reeves has been, trying to tease and trying to build excitement with what they're building with this whole universe. And in the end, like I'm telling you, they can say all they want and say that, hey, like this is not connected to DCU, but it's gonna be connected regardless because at the rate that DC is right now, they are desperate. They are doing bad with both of their universes, with Matt Reeves and with James Gunn. Dennis, what's up? Regardless of what people think, the Batman, this update means it means Gunn is losing his sway over DC Studios. That is true, which is something we all can celebrate. Indeed, my friend, I agree with you, and that is true because the way that things are over at DC Studios right now, just in general, is a complete disaster. So we're seeing that right now with what they're doing and stuff like that. So Sean, what's up? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you for tuning in and all that good stuff. So again, this is just showing you and telling you where the studio with DC and their brand is at right now. It doesn't matter what Matt Reeves tries to put out there. He's not Zack Snyder. It doesn't matter what James Gunn tries to do. He's not Zack Snyder. Let's be real. Zack Snyder posts one picture, one little picture of Batman, Superman, the DCEU, his Snyderverse, and it has the internet all excited. Literally, it trends, it moves and stuff like that. And right now, if you want to say fans are hungry for Batman, yeah, they are. We're always hungry for Batman because it's Batman. Batman's always an iconic character, and people love that character. And for what it is at DC, I mean, the Batman, the first one that came out like in what, like 2022, what it was like 5 years by the time this production is done. Probably the next almost like what, like 6 years later. Like that's wild. They've taken too long with the script, and we already know James Gunn's behind that. Nobody has to come and tell me otherwise. I know. I see through their lies. I'm talking about you, DC. I'm talking about you, James Gunn. Talking about you, Matt Reeves. I know the clash that y'all got behind the scenes. You're just trying to make it look like a company's working and everything is completely, there's everything is peachy, nothing is wrong, right? We see through you. Let's be real. Seeing how everything is right now. It's crazy. Metal Rain Austin, what's up? Thanks for joining us. Can't top Zack Snyder at this point. I agree with you, my friend. That is a fact. You cannot top the quality with Zack Snyder and what he had built. Zack Snyder built for DC. Literally, he was into the future. Like he was bringing the heat. He was bringing the numbers. He was bringing people to the theaters. And we see that with Matt Reeves. They didn't do that. They couldn't do anything with that. And it's proven by now. that without Zack Snyder, without the DCEU, without the Snyderverse in general, it's just not working. It's just not. Let's be real. Accept it. The reality is that with Matt Reeves, it doesn't matter how grounded his Batman is. It doesn't matter how dark and you know, like trying to make and do what you're doing. Dude, you're copying Christopher Nolan. Everything that you're doing with Matt Reeves, you're literally copying what Christopher Nolan already gave us during the Dark Knight trilogy. That's it. That's it. Honestly, you know, and looking at how this situation is with DC, they know that with Superman and James Gunn, it's just not getting the audience. They're losing the audience. They've lost the audience. There is no specific audience for DC at the moment, you know, and I'm just talking about the cinematic universe when it comes to the live action films and stuff like that. You know, with the comics, I mean, the comics is the comics. They have absolute Batman, but that's just, you know, within the comic book world and stuff like that. But what I'm talking about is the live action films. You know, people are turned off. The first Batman couldn't get, you know, it didn't make $1 billion. Superman 2025 did not make $1 billion. And they're trying to portray like, oh, what a success, how great it was, you know, like, oh, this is good. Let's be real. No, it's not. You're forcing it upon the consumer, and people are just not eating it up. You know, they tried so hard to push and promote, and just people didn't really show up to these movies because people are fed up with what the hell they're doing over at DC. I'm one of them. I'm fed up to the brim with DC. You know, as a fan, I just can't back any of this up. I'm not excited. I'm not interested. I don't care about it. And that's not me being picky or anything. It's just I'm being as a fan. You know, I gave the Batman a chance. Not once, not twice, probably 3 or 4 times. I remember seeing it the first time in the movie theaters. I was like, this is boring. This is boring. It was a boring movie. You know, the Riddler was portrayed like some psychotic that I was like, this is not Riddler. Literally, you know? And the Joker that they have, that it was on the deleted scenes that it didn't even make it to the theaters. Joker with herpes. That's exactly what I call it. And I will keep on calling that. I'm just not eating it up. I refuse to, honestly. Catwoman, that ain't Catwoman. Zoe Kravitz, that's not Catwoman. I'm glad she's not coming back for the second one. Who knows? She probably read something and was like, I don't want to be associated with this. I don't want to be part of it. And that's good. It's time for these actors and actresses to stand up to all this slop. I'm tired of it. Then you have like some fake fans that are like, oh, we're eating good with Matt Reeves. No, you're not. The numbers are not bringing in what you thought that they were going to bring. People are just not excited for this. I know I am not excited. You know, there's a lot of people out there that still want the Snyderverse, majority of the fans, you know, but it's just showing you that, hey, that's where the demand is at. That's what people want, honestly, you know. WB thought that they were like, hey, we're going to get away 100% from Zack Snyder. We're going to get away from the Snyderverse, and we're going to make $1 billion. They replaced Ben Affleck with Robert Pattinson, and it didn't make the numbers, you know, and it just couldn't. Look, that's right. You're right, Austin. The Batman 2022 could not beat Batman versus Superman, a movie that came out over 10 years ago. Literally, this year makes 10 years that we got Batman versus Superman. And the excitement is real for the Snyderverse. The hunger is still there after all these years. This is why we continue to fight and ask for it, because that's what we want. That's exactly what we want. John, what's up? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. I would rather watch a Batfleck film in the cinema instead of a Pattinson film. I agree with you, my friend. I really agree with you. And we'll talk about that. I have some stuff, you know, with Ben Affleck we're going to talk about. But right now, I just want to focus on the Batman with Matt Reeves and, you know, all this trash that they're trying to push for us, the fans, to accept it and stuff like that. So, you know, that's where they are right now, you know, but what it is what it is. Ram Wrangler, what's up? What's up? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. Really appreciate that. Always tuning in. Gotham Knight, what's up? What's up, my friend? James Gunn is an arrogant asshole. Meeting him left really not liking him. That's exactly who James Gunn is. He's arrogant and he's full of himself, because that's what James Gunn is and who he is, you know. Well, the Batman Part 2 should have started earlier. Well, we already know that's blame James Gunn for that. You know, he's probably trying to delay it more than what it is and stuff like that. So it is what it is. What can we do, you know? More people walked out of the Batman more than any Batman film. Even Batman versus Superman got more views than this. I agree with you. I remember hearing something about that. And it's no surprise. I remember after the Batman came out, I think it was the same weekend. People were like, "What the hell?" They were so upset. Y'all wanted to get away from the Snyderverse, right? Y'all wanted to get away from Ben Affleck. Y'all wanted to get away from that, huh? This is the slop that you're getting, and people are just not eating it up. It's telling you. It's completely telling you. The same thing what happened with the Snyder Cut when Zach posted on Vero that it existed. Are people still mad, making excuses the same as happening with Zach posting on Paramount Live. Exactly. People just don't want to accept the reality that Zach is going to be back, and we're going to get more within his universe with DC and stuff like that. So it's wild, but at the same time, it's not denying it. The only good thing about the Batman is the cinematography. It was boring as fuck. Straight up. Be honest with you. The Batman, I like the cinematography. I give it to them. The colors and the shades and the tones, and of course it's the cinematography. I did like that. I'm not gonna say I didn't. But overall the movie was boring. The boring, like that should have just been called the boring Batman, because people are just not eating it. And talking about the Batman, look, honestly, you all know how I feel when it comes to the Batmobile. I love Batman, but shit, give me a good badass Batmobile and I will back it up. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, the Batman, Matt Reeves Batmobile, this car belongs on the Fast and the Furious. This is not a Batmobile. This is straight up a muscle car, wannabe Batmobile. Yeah, I said it, and what? I don't care. This is not a Batmobile. This is a car that belongs in the Fast and Furious saga. This right here, because it did what it did in the Batman, and it's all revving up like a muscle car. And this, look, that's not what that's just not Batman. And we've seen that in so many Batman movies. Oh wow, Batman's Batmobile goes to fire. Big deal. We've seen it in Michael Keaton. We saw it in Batman, and Robin. We saw it in Batman Forever. We saw it in Batman versus Superman. We saw it in The Dark Knight. It's the same concept. It's always the Batmobile literally going through fire. What can you do? That's just what the car is, But the Batman 2, and Matt Reeves posted a picture with the Batmobile going through the snow. Ooh, it's going through the snow. Ooh, the first movie in Batman's history to finally go into winter. Are we really gonna forget and just glaze at this movie with Matt Reeves because the fake fans are like, oh, Matt Reeves is gonna bring in Mr. Freeze and he's gonna give us Gotham under snow? Why? Because the previous shitty film, it literally left off in a whole city that's flooded. A tsunami literally came in. Come on, man. All of a sudden now fans are like, oh, snow. We're gonna get Mr. Freeze. Did you forget that Penguin is also from Snow? Did you forget that Penguin also is a character within Snow? I mean, at the rate we're going, probably DC's gonna bring in some woke type of character and push their agenda, and they might not even give you Mr. Freeze. They might give you probably some female character like Frost or something. I don't know, like I don't know if she's from Mortal Kombat or whatever. But the whole point is they're probably gonna bring you some female character and be like, yeah, that's what you're gonna get for winter at this rate, So again, it's just funny how people are literally just glazing all over this and stuff like that. I find it hilarious, honestly. Shane, what's up? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. The Batman 2 will never happen. We're gonna see. They're pushing it right now. They're really trying to push it hard. They're really trying to push it hard. We're gonna see what with Paramount and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you straight up, the Batman 3, that's not happening. That is not going to happen. The Batman 2, it's only happening, and this is to all the fake fans I want to say that were like, oh, I thought you Snyder fans said that it would never happen. Wake up call. It's still part of the contract. I mean, like, yeah, once Paramount comes in, things are gonna change, and straight up, it's just gonna switch on you like a switch, straight up. Matt Reeves is a hack and a thief. Yes, indeed. And like some like to call him, Hack Reeves. That's exactly what it is. The boring man. Yeah, I'm just not. I just don't care about the car. Don't care about this Gotham. I don't care about this Batman version. Of Robert Pattinson. I don't like the Batmobile. Batfleck's Batmobile was cooler. That I will go on dates and go after villains. Look, Pattinson robbed Vin Diesel. Looks like Pattinson robbed Vin Diesel. Yeah, exactly. It looks just like Vin Diesel's Dom's car. From the Fast and the Furious. I agree with you. No one wants a sequel. Nope. It's just telling you. Reeves versus Batmobile is the most boring Batmobile ever. It's so bad I don't even have it in my collection. That's real talk. I don't have the one from Spin Master, and you all know I'm a collector and I love these toys and it's in my collection and stuff. But I do not have Robert Pattinson's Batmobile in my collection, and I don't know if I'll ever get it. Honestly, maybe if somebody gives it to me, or probably if I find it in a trade. I mean, but for me to actually go out there, I'm just not interested. And I've seen it on sale multiple times on Amazon and stuff like that. But again, I'm just not interested. And then again, his cycle, that motorcycle, trash, completely trash. It's just not. Yeah, people were falling asleep. They walked out. Yeah, people were calling it Nyquil, man. I remember that. Matt Reeves stole Ben's title, horror concept, then lied about and degraded Ben's script. Exactly, my friend. This is what we wanted. This is the real Batman we were supposed to get with Ben Affleck. And of course, Matt Reeves stole the title. He stole the whole concept. He even stole the whole thing of Arkham Asylum. Remember, Zach wanted to do some stuff on HBO Max, or, spin-off shows with Ben Affleck's Batman. And what is it that we saw? Oh, at the time, WB, they're like, oh, let's move it fast track, give Matt Reeves the Penguin, and he got the Penguin show. Even that show sucked. It was boring. That's why, to me, it cracks me up when some fans, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but this is just me. When I see some people like, oh, Matt Reeves is better than what we got right now. No, it's just in general, everything at DC sucks right now. It does. Matt Reeves' universe is boring. It's just boring. Like, I can't. I try giving it a chance. It's just boring. There's something about it that is just boring at this point. And I don't know. We've already seen it in the Dark Knight trilogy, so it's like, why are we gonna see it over again? But that's just how I feel. I know a lot of fans feel like that. But again, it's just not interesting, honestly. The Batman movie isn't from the DCEU nor DCU. Yes, I know, I'm aware of it, but they will put and tie that in with James Gunn. You'll see. You'll see. They're trying to gap it now with Clayface. Remember, Clayface was supposed to be originally with Robert Pattinson's Batman and Matt Reeves, and then James Gunn came, stole it, and he's putting it into his DCU. So if he's doing that, imagine what Batman's gonna have to face off. I think he's gonna face off that Clayface. I'm telling you, I think that's all coming. He didn't even write the first movie. He took credit from Matt Thomason's script. Yeah, yep. I agree with you. I don't want Reeves to touch Mr. Freeze. Look at what he did to Riddler and Joker. Yeah, that Riddler straight up looked like a psychotic gimp type of Riddler. I was like, I don't care about it. Yeah, I know it's a DC Elseworlds. Guess what else should be an Elseworld? Ben Affleck's The Batman. That should be. The Snyderverse should also be an Elseworlds if they want to play that little game. That's the card that I pulled out. So if they want to play like that, so can we. So can we. So many big names backed out of Harvey's dad role. Laughing my freaking ass off. Yeah, I know. And then now we got what's his name? Sebastian Stan, whatever his name is, from Marvel. Again, DC doesn't learn their lesson. They continue to bring in people from Marvel. Stop bringing and hiring people from Marvel. There is so much unknown talent out there. There is so much talent that's been just abandoned in Hollywood. Can we please stop hiring people from Marvel? I still don't believe in anything that's being brought over from them. Mary said his title was Batman Vengeance. Yep, originally. I guess he had to steal Ben Affleck's title for attention. He also stole Birds of Prey, a DCU film, but came out in 2020, 2 years ahead of his Batman movie. Yeah, I remember that, Batman Vengeance. And then he throws, "Oh, I am vengeance" in the movie. I still don't care about that. Told him not to use the Penguin because he was going to use it. Yeah. Again, this is just what it shows you where this company is at and stuff. What is it? Rumor about James Gunn staying is completely BS. Yeah, that's all just made up. They're just trying to push that before, that's before even Netflix came into play. That was before the whole Skydance actually bought out Paramount. So those were the rumors that people were nervous, making shit up. So they were scared, and they're like, oh, they're going to keep James Gunn. No, they're not. James Gunn ain't doing shit. He ain't staying. He's going to be out. James Gunn's going to be fired. Hell yeah, he is. His shills know this and are angry, so they got to spread lies. That's all they do. They love to spread misinformation. That's what they're about. Yes, people younger than you were falling asleep, and one person who woke up said it's over. That's a good laugh in theaters. Yeah, I remember hearing online so many people saying that that was very boring, and then they were comparing it. They were like, oh, The Dark Knight, Christian Bale, It's better than Robert Pattinson, this and that. I was like, yeah, I mean that's what it was. I'm sick of hack thieves being put a producer on all Batman stuff. He's not God's gift to Batman. Yep, I agree with you. That's true. Pattinson just turned 40, but Ben and Henry is too old. Get the fuck out of here. Yep, that's true. Make it make sense, my friends. Make it make sense. James Gunn, I don't want to hire nobody because of the age and they shut the fuck up, honestly. Let's be real, man. Ben Affleck is still in shape and he's ready to do what he has to do as Batman. Oh, but Robert Pattinson, and then you got all this old, geriatric cast that's on James Gunn's. Look at James Gunn's brother. How old is James Gunn's brother? How old? You know what? Let me actually Google it while we're live. So what's his name? What's his name? I can't stand him. Sean, what's his James Gunn? Sean Gunn. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy dude. All right, how old is this dude? Let's see, 51 years old. Oh, 51 is too old, right? That's too old. We can't have that, right? We cannot have that. Let's see how old is Ben Affleck right now, currently. Ben Affleck's age is 53. Oh, so 53 is too old, but James Gunn's brother, Sean Gunn, is 51. The hypocrisy of James Gunn and these shitty fake fans out here. Straight up. Yeah, I said it. I'm calling y'all out and I'm saying it how it's supposed to be. I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of the nonsense that's out here with everything that they're trying to push and promote. Nobody's interested. Nobody cares. And this is just telling you right now what the state of DC is. Because in the end, we are going to get what we want. And that's going to be the return of the Snyderverse, the DCEU, and everything that, straight up was being built before us. And, straight up, that's where the quality is at. That's just where the quality is at, my friends. I'm telling you straight up. Yeah, we're all tired of James Gunn. I can only imagine what the shareholders and the investors and all those people that are in the money, how they feel about him. That just tells you everything. Yeah, exactly. James Gunn's brother is 51. Ben Affleck's 53. Oh, 2 years older. Oh, big deal, right? But what does that tell you? That, yeah, that's exactly what that is. That again, is just the hypocrisy, is the hypocrisy. I don't remember the name of this guy that plays that dude, what's his name? The dad of Rick Flag. Let me see his name. Frank, I think it's Frank Grillo. I think so. Yeah, Frank Grillo. Let's see how old Frank Grillo. Oh, but Frank Grillo is 60 years old. 60 years old. I'm sorry, my friends, but that's geriatric age. Straight up. That's straight up right there. I'm telling you right now, that right there is where you go to Denny's and you get the seniors discount. That's what Frank Grillo is. He's straight up a senior. Oh, but he's okay, right? He's okay to continue to play in James Gunn's universe. I just can't with these, honestly. I just can't, man. Honestly, man. Yeah, man. I'm just telling you, honestly. Look, man, DJ Alex, I know you're a big James Gunn shill, but thanks for joining us also. Look, Ben Affleck has not once said that he wouldn't return. On the contrary, let me tell you this, because you're, again, just like a lot of people delayed. You need to update, like the phones that get updates. You need to update, my friend. Ben Affleck has said that he will come back in a heartbeat. He's ready to go. He's waiting for the call from WB. The sour experience he had on Justice League with Joss Whedon is what turned him off, and he was like, yo, I don't care. After the flush, he was like, yo, I'm ready to come back. And at SnyderCon, I think it was like, 2023 or something like that, him and Zach said it, yo, we're ready to come back for The Dark Knight Returns. But then again, update yourself, my friend. Update yourself. That's the update that I'm giving you on that one. The Batman cartoon for 2004 is better. Yeah, exactly. Ben Affleck said that he'll come back. And he said anything is possible. He said that in a recent interview when he was asked, would you reprise your role as Batman? He's like, he started laughing, like he kind of gave a smirk, and he's like, anything is possible. Trying to tell you, yo, you never know. You never know. That's what I'm telling you. Things will change. They just don't want to accept it. Especially with this whole change with Paramount that's coming. Woo, I can't wait. I can't wait till the deal is finally sealed and everything goes back and we pick up where we left off. Because honestly, that's what we need. We need to go back to the quality. And then speaking about quality, I mean, look at that beauty right there. Look at that. That's a Batmobile. That is a Batmobile. Straight up. Remember when Scarecrow said, when you see what's his name, when Batman arrives with the tumbler and he's like, there's a Batman. There you go. This is Batman right here. You see this Batmobile pull up, you know it's time, you know things are gonna go down. Straight up. Things are gonna go down. And I'm telling you right now, they are going to straight up just gonna have to go back to what was working. That's what the fans love, that's what the consumers love. And most of all, that's what sells. Remember, McFarlane Toys in 2025, last year. I did a review. I showed y'all. I even brought the news constantly on a daily basis. Oh, McFarlane Toys is doing a crowdfunding campaign for the Batman versus Superman Batmobile. And a lot of people were hating on that. Oh, this and that. Even probably the shareholders were like, oh, watch, these Snyder fans are not going to get that Batmobile because it's not going to get backed up. Joke's on them, because that Batmobile got funded in 5 days, baby. Not even a week. 5 days that shit got fully funded. And at the end of the run, it made so much money. It made so much money. Therefore, the Snyderverse sells. I'm telling you, my friends, the Snyderverse makes money, and they know it. They know it. We know it. Yep, that's true, Shane. Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca want Ben Affleck's The Batman to be made, and they will make it possible. I know for sure. For sure. Is it true that Ellison and Zach are friends in real life? I don't know, my friend. I really don't know how they probably are. I don't know. Where there's money, there's always a friendship, I guess. I really don't know, honestly. I don't know on that personal level, but I'm sure they are. I mean, business probably, but I don't know besides that. Ben already knows the DCU is about to be restored. Yes, indeed, he does. He knows it. He knows it. That's why I can't wait to see this Batmobile in action again in Ben Affleck's standalone featured film. I can't wait, honestly. Snyderverse Batmobile is giving off Arkhamverse Batmobile vibes. I love that Batmobile. I love it. That Batmobile right there, it's just that scene in Batman versus Superman is my favorite. When that Batmobile, gives me chills just remembering how awesome that is. When I saw that Batmobile, the lights turn on, you see that engine roaring, and you see the back little red light turn on. Boom! I was like, hell yeah, that's my Batmobile right there. That and Michael Keaton's, yo, honestly, this is like a hybrid to me of what Michael Keaton's Batmobile is with the tumbler. If they were to both smash, this would be the offspring. This would be literally like what it would put out, because you could see the design of the Keaton mobile, the Tim Burton style, but at the same time, like a very modern take and much more badass, because you can see the armor plates that are on it, just like how we saw on the tumbler. So to me, that's pretty dope. That is completely dope, and it's awesome. Overall, it's just beautiful. That's how I see it. It's amazing to see that. Yeah, the DCU is beyond popular and financially successful. Yep, it makes money. That's what these studios need to see, and that's what Paramount needs to be aware of. It's financially successful. Meanwhile, with James Gunn, shit's going down. Things are not working. People are walking out. People are just not interested. They're not buying it. Things are hitting, clearance. But with the Snyderverse, with Zack Snyder, the DCEU, it sells. The Snyderverse sells, and that's straight up what they need to do. They need to go back to that epicness. They need to go back to all of that, and just honestly, it's amazing. It's just amazing. Ben said many times he will come back if Zach calls. Exactly, that's true, Austin. I agree with you 100%. He did say that he would come back, and I'm excited. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with that. Once this whole deal with Paramount finally wraps up, I can't wait to hear what the announcements are going to be of WB, under Paramount, because there's a lot of people that are right now kind of confused, and they're like, oh, they're going to move forward with James Gunn. No, they're not. Right now they have to, because that's the contract and stuff. So, if anybody isn't familiar with what a contract is, they have to honor it. That's like if you go to a job and you're a contractor, 1099, if you want to say, they give you, I don't know, a contract for 5 years, 2 years, like with James Gunn right now. He's under contract for, I think it was 5 years. His contract was supposed to expire this year, 2026 in November. And out of whatever powers may be, his contract got extended until spring next year. So, they have to honor it, because if they break the contract, it'll be much more expensive for them. So, it's cheaper for them to just keep on going with what's going on. And, it's just cheaper in that sense, if you want to say. El Turner, what's up? What's up, man? Thanks for joining us. Let me actually see. Let me hold on. Let me see if y'all want to jump on. I could do this a little quick open panel. Um, if y'all want to jump on, whoever wants to jump on, it's always good to hear from y'all and stuff like that. I just put the link, so whoever wants to join, go for it. Let's see. Reed's Batmobile looks like a Hot Wheels. Yeah, I'm just not interested. I really am not. They've been listening. Yeah, they're keeping tabs. I know for a fact that they're keeping tabs and stuff like that. And it's always good. It's good to hear that and to see that. Banison next will be quoting family with his raspy voice. Yeah, oh, man, like they are pushing so hard with this, but again, I'm just not interested on it. Patty Jenkins, David Ayer, James Wan, Kathy Yan, and all DCEU directors are loyal to Zack Snyder. Yeah, yeah, they are. I'm sure probably James Gunn probably told him, besides James Wan, um, yo, you want to work with us? But we haven't seen anything. So Madison looks so bored throughout the Batman. He literally was falling asleep in scenes. Yeah, yeah. And the part that cracks me up the most is when Batman. I would never see Batman doing the following. He would never walk to the enemy, if you want to say, to the threat or whatever. Literally knock on the door and be like, "Yo, can we talk?" This dude literally went to the Iceberg Lounge, knocked on the door, and tell the goons, "Hey, I'm looking for so and so." I was like, what? Hold on. You did not just make Batman actually go and knock on the front door or the back door, if you want to say, and say, "Hey, I'm looking for the bad guys. Let's talk it out." What? Are you serious? Like, yeah, that was pretty trash, honestly. I was just not interested with Robert Pattinson, unfortunately. I just don't care about it. Powers that be, knowing everything Gunn does is a failure, and fans hate him. Yeah, yeah, people are fed up. People are really fed up with James Gunn and stuff like that. Midman, Midman was doing more walking. Yeah, it was, and then when he jumped off the building with that squirrel looking suit that he had, I was like, what the hell? Like, dude is like, what? Like, yeah, I just was not interested with that, with what the hell they did with that. LT, what's up, man? Talk to us.
What's happening, bro? How you feeling today?
Here, talking, comparing, and just putting these facts out here.
I hear you. Hey, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man.
Always, always.
Hey, man. I'm noticing I'm not hearing much talk about Zaslav.
You see that? Like,
Yeah, I think everything we was talking about, what you was talking about, is pretty much coming to fruition. That you know what? Who else talked about it? Aaron Fisher.
yeah,
Fisher, man. I know people don't like him, but dude was saying a lot of legit stuff, bro, from the start. When he was talking about you said it too. Zazzal was just trying to get paid, man. He was trying to
yeah,
get paid.
that's
Now
it.
he ain't talking because he already got his money set up.
He,
Like, hey, just
he got that hush money. That's
yeah,
what it
just be
is.
quiet. We gonna pay
Mm-hmm.
you. Don't do nothing else. But gun is just throwing shit on the wall, man. He's like, hey,
And
I
notice,
know.
notice that he's been quiet like a mouse. Dude is not saying anything.
Nah, it's like that bad kid in school when
Mm,
his mama finally show up to the school, or when he finally had to pay for the consequences for his actions. Gun,
mm-hmm.
you know what you've been doing, man. And the truth
No,
is, well, I think what he doing now is because I hear he's trying to do a Wonder Woman, and I'm like,
yeah,
if
he's been trying to do that for like the past 2 years, and dude
why
has nothing.
why you think he want to do a Wonder Woman though?
Because he's trying to again poke at us, the Snyder fans, and say, "Hey, look, I got Batman, Superman, and next I'm gonna have Wonder Woman."
Is that, bro? If you ever played a game of chess, one of the things what is that? What's that noise?
Oh, Shane,
What's up?
what's up? What's up? Talk to us, man.
So this is how I feel because I really feel it strongly. And like I said, every time I come on your page, it's like it builds my confidence. James Gunn is done. We all know this. He's done. That's why he's running his mouth with all these stupid Bane and Deathstroke and all these other stupid projects and blah, blah, blah. He's done. He's just running his mouth. Before something good happens, before he's about to be booted out, he's got to try to make people be interested in it, but nobody is. Give it a rest.
Mhm.
Your crap is never going to be made. Lanterns will be scrapped. Clayface, that stolen movie, will be scrapped. Mike Flanagan had wrote a horror movie period piece with Basil Carlo for the DCEU, and James Gunn knows that people are interested, so he's got to be like, oh, let me steal it and get interest. Nobody cares. Drunk Girls, what I call Supergirl, is going to be a flop. It's going to be the nail in the coffin.
Yep, they know
No,
it.
Drunk
know it.
girl.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they know it. Look, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but go to your local Walmarts, right? And you're gonna see the section with the McFarlane toys for Supergirl. All of those things are overstocked right now. They're not moving. Those units are not selling.
Neither
Those
was
toys are not.
You mean to tell me the feminists not even buying it?
They're not buying that shit. They're not
neither was
buying it.
Diaper Man. None of the Diaper Man crap was selling either. It just sat on my shelf collecting dust. So was the DVD. Nobody bought it. Or the
Nobody's buying
Suicide
it.
Squad. Because
You know
nobody
what?
likes the.
Why don't James Gunn buy it and give it out for free? Because you know that's what they talking about doing. That's what they say they're gonna do for Supergirl. They gonna put up about so many thousands of dollars and pay and buy those tickets and give them out free, and they're gonna write them off as sales and ticket sales.
Yeah,
That's what they do. When they know they got something that's not gonna sell, they can't stand, their reputation can't take the hit, their brand can't take the hit, so they're gonna buy a large sum of those tickets, and you're gonna start seeing free advertisement to watch Supergirl for free in your feeds. Watch, you're gonna get invited to watch Supergirl for free.
Yeah. Like, look, I wanna acknowledge this comment from Tommy real quick, all right? And I want y'all to hear what I want to say, because people are like, oh, you know, you only pick one side and you pick the other. No, this is reality. Tommy, I give you props for this. Even feminists are not buying Supergirl. That's hilarious. And yes, that's true. You know why? Because when Wonder Woman, that's a woman, when Wonder Woman came out, look at the numbers that it did for that first movie. People were loving it. The merchandise sells till this day. So even feminists are supporting that. So when it's funny how they try to sometimes flip the card and put it on, oh, well, you guys don't know what you're talking about. We know exactly what we're saying, because Wonder Woman merchandise sells out everywhere I see. And Wonder Woman is a woman, so you can't bring that.
No, that's 100% true. Whatever.
And that's the dumbest thing, bro. What you want to do is right now you don't want to replace Wonder Woman. You want to go back and get Wonder Woman and make a new Wonder Woman movie. What's wrong with you?
Agreed. Yeah, Patty Jenkins already wrote the script for the third movie. It was going to be set in the present day, but of course James Gunn had to scrap it because she didn't agree with him.
Nah, we don't need none from Patty Jenkins. No. Nah, because she wrote Wonder Woman 2 as well. We need
that's true. That is true. Exactly. Who knows? Remember, let's pause and let's go back to before James Gunn came on board, right? Remember, all this starts getting really we start getting into like muddy waters, if you want to say, with everything with Shazam, the first Shazam, with the ending towards of Aquaman, the first one, and you have now the transition from Walter Hamada going over, you know, because his contract was coming to an end, and then James Gunn coming into play with the Suicide Squad. So all of that, including Birds of Prey, it was all literally in the same mud. So who knows what originally Patty Jenkins had behind the scenes, because remember, Aquaman 2 was connected still with Ben Affleck, but James Gunn changed that ending. The Flash still had Ben Affleck, but they changed it. Who did that? James Gunn. He changed it into what's this dude's name? George Clooney. So you can clearly see the effects of James Gunn coming into play. And then if you look at the director that did the first Shazam, that dude had balls, because he acknowledged and he put Aquaman on that kid's shirt. He put Wonder Woman posters in the back, and then he also used Henry Cavill as Superman from that timeline. And he had the Batarang from that he opened the drawer, and you see that's Ben Affleck's Batman. So the director was trying to say, hey, these characters are still canon with this universe. Now Shazam 2, that's when shit went down, because now you see James Gunn's wife, you see at the end credit and stuff like that. So and things kind of start getting a little bit going up with Black Adam. The Rock did what he could. He got Henry Cavill. And the rumors now came out that Henry Cavill was going to be paving the way. That's why he made the announcement that he was back, because we were supposed to get Man of Steel 2. But thanks to James Gunn, everything got scrapped.
Yeah, Walter Mott and all that. No, yeah, I think whatever with Wonder Woman 2, which I actually personally liked, I think they made her lighten up the script too, whatever. It had to do with Jeff Johns as well, because he was another one that was trying to sabotage these movies. But I think her thing was going to be darker. I know Aquaman 2 was going to be a really dark movie, and so was all the other movies that came out that year. James Gunn botched and took out all connections in all four films, from Blue Beetle, Flash, Shazam 2, all that, to the wider DC, because his narcissistic ego couldn't take it. And he said,
That's
"Oh, I just don't
exactly
want
what
y'all
it
to
is.
get excited about something that's not going to happen. No, it's not. You just want to mess with stuff because you know it's part of the DCU."
Yeah, yeah, that
I don't
you
think
can
Gunn
clearly see.
deserves to get his movies made. To be honest, man, these last couple, everybody keeps saying, "Well, man, give him some grace, let him cook, let him try to make whatever he's gonna." Bro, he don't deserve. Bro, you've cost the company so much. Not even just accidentally, but you intentionally wiped Affleck out of scenes, and he is a cash cow. You
Agreed.
intentionally wiped Keaton out. He is a cash cow, bro. You did that on purpose, bro. You did that on purpose to our brand because you wanted to get rid of the old fans, which is the stupidest thing you could ever do in business. You don't get rid of your
Agreed.
consumer. You
No,
got a
you're right.
consumer.
I agree with you.
You have a consumer interest already for Batman. Oh, I don't like that Batman. Who gives a damn what you like, man? Who told you were
Right.
the end all be all? We in our pockets are why Warner Brothers are Warner Brothers, not James Gunn. Yeah, Gunn
Yeah, the
came from making
Suicide.
Scooby Doo. But go ahead.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I'm sorry. The Suicide Squad was a massive flop. Peacemaker, what a joke that was. That was a flop. So I don't know why they would put their trust in someone who's a failure. Drunk Girl is just a ripoff of his crappy Guardians of the Galaxy movie, anyways. Like you said, I didn't even watch the last 4 DCU films because I knew he botched them, and nobody else is either, and that's why they're not supporting. But they're trying to be like, oh, well, the Flash wasn't popular. And yes, it is. Flash is a popular
It was
character. The
popular.
show was popular. Exactly.
Was
Hmm.
popular. He did that, man. He went back and did reshoots on Act 3. Me and C's were just talking about that the last time he was on here.
Yeah.
Remember, C's?
Yep.
But you know what I don't like? What else I don't like about him? A lot of his antics revolve around not only C-list characters, but expensive CGI. He likes to delve and get these animals and stuff. Bro, that stuff costs money. And
Yeah.
if it don't serve the plot, what's the point of doing it, man?
Hmm.
Agreed.
You just want to be able to say, man, this is a mascot. Look, we have the kids will like it, bro. That's stupid writing. That's dumb thinking. Just because you got an image on the screen, bro. AI can put an image on the screen, but if he ain't got no heart or soul or substance to what he doing, nobody cares after a while. It's cute for the first 5 seconds he blink. And
Yeah.
Gunn thinks his audience is stupid. He gets this dog because it's in his dog's likeness. But before that, it was on Suicide Squad. It was a starfish, bro. Come on, man. You could have saved a lot of money and got a live action bad guy. And so you cost money to get these things made, these CGI characters, and then they don't have no real plot because you don't believe in story when it comes to comic movies. You don't believe that they should be taken serious. He says, well, I believe comic books. You believe they silly. Well, then, I'm not even mad at Gunn no more, because I look at the real culprit, the guy who hired him, the guy who sat
Mhm.
back and said, hey, after fail, I'm going to still keep this guy employed.
Yep.
And my theory still is, man, somebody had to be paying them from Disney to do that because they're not even contesting the stuff we saying. They ain't nobody
Mhm.
putting out no cease and desist nowhere. And we all been saying this, like, bro, who sinks they own ship?
Mhm.
Agreed. Yes, that's so stupid. That's what I didn't understand. You have all these other Warner Brother properties that are doing well. The DCE was successful. Why do you want to sabotage yourself? It makes no sense. It's like when the Burtonverse movies came out. They were both super popular. Why would you want to go in a completely different direction and screw yourself? I don't know what. Sorry.
I'm just agreeing with you. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah, I don't understand why you want to shoot yourself in the foot like the Burtonverse movies, because I believe that Zack Snyder was definitely inspired with the DCU from there, because Tim Burton was a visionary. He took these characters, made them dark and serious, and made them cool for anybody, whether you like comic books or you're just a casual moviegoer. And then, like, his unique reimaginings of the characters, which I'm a big fan of, like I said, and then, for the third one, no, we're going to go kiddie-friendly for this. Who wants kid-friendly crap? Like James Gunn, that's another thing, like you said, I have a good point. He just wants to dumb down these characters, make them corny cartoon cardboard characters, make up stupid garbage jokes, immature jokes about it. He just likes to butcher it. It's so cringy. I couldn't watch him because the trailer alone's made me cringe.
Mhm.
I'll tell you this, man. Paramount right now, where they at, they got the potential to really turn this thing around. You look at how much money is on the table, how much money they willing to spend, and how many untouched IPs they got out right now. Paramount could really win, but the thing they need to get back to doing, I think personally, bro, we got to get out of the mindset of this multiverse, 50 million protagonists in a movie, bro. We don't need to see if it's if it's me, C's, and you, and it's one bad guy, who cares, bro? That lowers the stakes.
Yeah.
You need heightened stakes to keep the consumer interested in the movie. But if you got 50 good guys, and it's one Doctor Doom, it's like, bro, I don't feel like he's not like you need to feel like there's no chance in hell your hero is gonna be able to walk out of this alive.
Yeah.
So people like Gunn, he will have a movie, Superman, and it's 50 guys helping Superman. Superman is the weakest one on the team. And yeah, and I'm like, bro, how do you go to a board meeting and tell them that you see potential for recoup investment on your investment when you're not doing nothing that caters to the audience's desire? Just like me and C talked the other day, and see, she was a little nice, and I understand that's cool. I ain't gonna be nice about it. I'm gonna be real, bro. That was crap that they put Katana and made up replace Liu Kang. Even though we ain't talking about that, my point is that's still WB's work. Somebody said, I know what the consumer likes. That brand caters to Liu Kang, but we're not going to use Liu Kang. We're going to put Katana and make her the, and I'm like, bro, she came on as an actress who didn't have fight choreography. Liu Kang, the guy who played him, he knows how to fight for real. And the guy who plays Kano, what's the guy he was fighting with the hat?
Kung Lao.
Kung Lao. I'm sorry. Yeah, both of them they really study this stuff. So it's like, why do y'all put y'all pride and ego in the offices and say, well, I know what that looks like and what that is, but I personally think we need more female representation, and we're gonna have not only, which is fine having female representation, but bro, why is she the one who gets to kill Shao Kahn?
Yeah. Yep.
That's another bad business practice.
That's another thing too that upsets me. Like real quick that you're saying that is, why are you gonna introduce Shao Kahn? This dude is a big bad, and you're gonna kill him off in the first movie. Like, damn, at least build 2 more movies off of him. Like, if you're doing MK3, have him still be part of that. You get what I'm saying? Like, kill him in the next one. Don't do it now. Like, you could see the rush, and I'm like, here we go again with this trash. Like that's why I told you. Yeah, that's why I said watch the movie and you judge it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I already know what the movie's about. I was like, that movie was like, it was fun with the fights and stuff, but I was like, this ain't Mortal Kombat.
Let me help you out, C's. You're thinking like a boss, like a CEO. See, you are thinking smarter than WB. WB, that's their biggest, baddest character. You don't need to rush him and get him killed and then let Katana of all people kill him. I mean, bro, it should have been a fight just to get to him. It should have been a struggle. You had to go through a handful of bad guys because you got to look at it, man. Stakes. And then you have to pace your story out. But so what I see is greedy greedy corporate men, suit and tie, who don't know the product, who just want
money grab
benefits. And it's like, bro, that's why y'all keep losing money, because Mortal Kombat got potential. Street Fighter got potential, but I guarantee you they're gonna do, if not worse, the same crap they did with. And you know why? Their lack of vision. Well, it's a video game, so we don't have to take it serious. Yes, you do. That's how you make the big bucks. Take it serious.
Thank you. Yep.
Stop making these people idiots. Well, we're gonna make it goofy, but who is your target audience? I'm a grown man. I don't care to see no goofy grown people doing stupid stuff like Johnny Cage. They made him they call him a switching bait now. Like, they had marketed the movie to make it look like Johnny Cage was gonna be the main hero, the main lead. So they got all the people, like, men that want to see men be men. We start, and all of a sudden, switching bait, you get in there. He's just a goof, a comic relief.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, damn, like, it was just a Katana movie.
Go, what you say?
That it was just a Katana movie.
And forget how me and C's feel, whoever listening, bro, that's our personal desire to see a man actually whoop a man's ass. But guess what? Your pockets are gonna be affected by that. You might trick us the first weekend, but dude, word spreads like wildfire. And C's, guess what? C's told me the movie, what it was about, and he was nice about it. Guess what? I didn't buy a ticket, and I'm a diehard Day One Mortal Kombat fan. I got all the games, and I wouldn't pay a nickel for that, because that's not Mortal Kombat. That's what y'all get for putting y'all personal politics in these movies, bro.
Yep.
And y'all all need to let that whole regime, whoever working in there, I need to look at the credits to see who green lighted what. Because somebody thought that was a good idea, and it was a stupid idea, bro.
Yep.
Make the Katana movie if you want to cater to female bosses. Like we like Wonder Woman, but she is a female boss. Like her story implies that she gets to win. Katana was never meant to lead the darn Mortal Kombat franchise.
Oh, guess what I just found out right now as we were talking? Because I'm curious. You sparked my curiosity. Very interesting. Check this out. Mortal Kombat 2 producers. This is why that movie was kind of ass. Guess who's attached to it?
Oh God, who?
Toby Emmerich. Toby Emmerich is one of the producers.
What the
That's
heck?
why the movie was garbage.
no.
What the heck?
God.
Well, I'll tell you who the producers are. The main producers are Todd Gardner, James Wan, Toby Emmerich, E. Bennett Walsh, and Simon McCoy. That's why this movie was the way it is. There you go. That's why Toby Emmerich. He's attached to it. You see how I do my research? That's why when I say I speak facts and I bring the facts because I look into shit.
Now, let me ask you what how long is his contract? Because we need to get Emmerich. We need to.
Toby Emmerich is not involved with DC anymore. He's just a producer. You could be a producer if you got the money. They don't care. It's just you putting money for it. That's what it is.
Okay.
But the only bad thing with Paramount too, you know who still works at Paramount now? Walter Hamada.
But he doesn't have control like he used to. He's in a whole different department. He's like the guy in remember The Office? The dude that they put him in the basement, that little office, that's Walter Hamada. He's like, but they moved my dad. That dude, that's Walter Hamada right there.
I think he works in the horror department, but he's in the bottom because I'm like, dude, please. Because this website on ihorror.com, when he was hired, they're like, if you think Walter Hamada being over there is a bad idea, you should be wrong. He made DC like MCU. That's the problem. Nobody wanted some crap CU DC films, you idiots. You these little websites, you can tell the Disney shills everywhere. Yeah, and when you were talking about earlier about taking your time with stuff, that's what Zack Snyder did like with Darkseid for part 2. He didn't rush it, and Darkseid's not defeated yet. We're still waiting for that next full battle.
Yep. No, big time. And I'm telling you, all of that, it's gonna have to come back. There's no doubt about it. I mean, when we look at it, let's be real. DC with James Gunn, not working. DC with Matt Reeves, still not working. So what do you do as a company? If I was a company, I'd be like, yo, like this is not bringing in what we thought it was gonna bring. We thought it was gonna break the internet. It's not. I mean, you have people talking about it. But you have Zack Snyder that randomly just puts a picture of Ben Affleck like in his freaking bat suit. It doesn't matter which version, but it's like, yo, people are talking more about one picture that that a movie came out 10 years ago than what the hell they're building right now with 2 different directors.
See, let me ask you a question. Batman 2 related. Because that's why when I heard you talking about that, I feel how you feel, bro. Did you look and see that post when Matt Reeves posted the pictures of the Batman car and all that stuff in the snow? I didn't even refer to that. Okay. How many likes did that get opposed to when Snyder posted?
Not many.
So you see what I'm saying? They are trying to beat a dead horse.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are because they lied about the first one. I know I said that last time we talked. Bro, I don't care what nobody say. Run the audit on that movie because they wanted, bro. Everywhere I went, it was so much marketing toward the Batman. I'm like, bro, I don't see the interest. And I tried, like you said it. You was like, man, I watched it and it was just boring. I feel the same way. It looks.
You know how bad was the marketing for the Batman? This is how bad it was. Like, I laugh at it. Some people are like, "Oh, that's good marketing." No, it's not. That's garbage marketing. I'll tell you right now. If I was a company, I would be embarrassed. What was it? Remember when they were pushing and promoting the Batman? They were more focused with Little Caesars and their pizza for you to get the Batman. That's how bad it was because they were like, "Yo, we know people need food. They gotta eat." And they made that shitty bat pizza. I was like, "What is that? That's straight up." Who made that? An 8-year-old? I was like, "Come on, that's how you marketing the Batman." You imagine Zack Snyder promoting the Batman, Ben Affleck at Little Caesars with a pizza and be like, yo, go see Ben Affleck's The Batman with a pizza. Get the fuck out of here. You see how ridiculous that sounds? That's exactly how these James Gunn and Matt Reeves fans are. Ridiculous. They're foolish.
How you think that meeting pitch went? They in the boardroom and they talking about how they want to promote the Batman. And they say, well, man, Little C's, we can cut bat signs in the pizza. How you think they did that?
I don't know. This is a multi-million-dollar.
I'm sorry. What
Multi-million-dollar IP.
The what?
This is a multi-million-dollar IP, and we just had Zack Snyder give us 800 mil. We kicked him out, so now we got to promote this new shit, and we thinking about pizza. Not the best pizza even, because Little C's is like low tier pizza. That's not top pizza food chain.
I mean,
So
I
I was
ain't gonna
like,
lie.
bro,
When I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat that shit.
come on, man. Yeah,
Like, you know.
but what I'm saying is, bro, you're Warner Brothers. You're promoting the best, most popular IP you got.
Mhm.
That's the best you can do.
That's
Because some of
exactly.
that stuff don't even look like bat signals. It's like, bro,
No.
It
somebody
looked
Yeah.
lumpy and deformed.
Yeah,
I got the
like,
pizza myself. It was weird.
I was like, I don't get it. You know, it's like, yeah, like it was wild. Let me see.
See,
Hold on. Wrangler, talk to us. We could hear you. You guys, all right,
Hey,
there you go.
how you
Yeah,
doing?
what's up? All good. What's up?
I'm
What's
Little
up?
Caesar's promo. I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The bat
yeah, I'm
pizza.
starting losing interest of James Gunn already.
I've been lost it.
A bat pizza, man. That's how you do it. You get yourself a slice of bat pizza. Don't that sound some good?
Yeah, I had a pepperoni.
It just made me think about Adam West, man. Back in the day, you know, like the Scooby Doo
Oh, God.
collab.
Mhm.
And he'd be like, man, you want some bat cookies?
Some back cookies,
That-
yo.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's,
God.
that's where you at.
And I saw the new look at lanterns. Look at them right now. In 3, boom. See that?
What, they just posted that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on Entertainment Weekly. They put it out today. I laughed. I responded with laugh emojis.
Let me see this. Let me actually put it up. Lantern.
Poop lanterns is what everybody's been calling it too.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I see it. 2 hours ago, they just posted it. Yeah.
Like
I'm
anybody
still not
cares.
buying that. Straight up, I just don't care, honestly. I
Me
just
See,
really
okay.
don't.
See, yeah, we're talking about Batman, whatever, the marketing or whatever, all that back when it started. I'll tell you, when Toby and Walter were there, they loved making up fake numbers like James Gunn did. The movie
Mhm.
made half of its budget, but they're like, oh no, it's like 250 million. No, it wasn't. That movie bombed in theaters. Y'all just can't take a loss. And just like James Gunn, every time one of his trailers comes out, he goes, it's the most highly streamed, highly liked trailer in Warner Brothers history. I'm like, yeah, get out of here with your bull crap, dude. Shut
We
up.
know. Yeah, we know. That's the thing. Like, they don't like people like us talking and calling them out. I wish they were listening. I hope they come across this honestly.
Man. Do you want to work with somebody who lies about numbers? Remember in
No.
in Christopher Nolan's Batman movie, Wow. Remember he was talking to Bruce Wayne, him and Lucius Fox, and he was like running numbers again.
Yeah.
And he was like, they're a little bit off the chart. They may be even illegal.
Yeah.
Because the money got to come from somewhere, and that's the dude that found out that Bruce Wayne was Batman because his name was Cole Reese or something. Reese.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
the dude that the
bro, that's who
captain,
James Gunn is. Gunn is lying about numbers. He going telling us it's something that that should be illegal because that's investors that say me, you, and C was investors, and we all gave Gunn $1 million apiece. That's $3 million. And he lied and said he was gonna market, take care of the IP, but he joked and shit on the IP, and he intentionally. And we see the movie and it's crap, and he like, man, it'll be fine, man. The fans will love it. And then he don't market it right, like he ain't even marketing Supergirl. I ain't seen one press run saying nothing. Bro, They give these investors their money back because you did not try. You intentionally gave us dog shit.
They know it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hilarious to see how this is all going down.
The marketing is kind of boring.
It's the what?
The marketing's kind of boring.
Yeah,
like there is none.
There
is none.
This.
He knows it's going to be a bomb. That's what it is. That's the thing. James Gunn is an idiot.
That's in the budget. When we give you money, you have to take that money to market the movie as well as make it. That fool probably ran out of I don't call him a fool, but he probably dried up the money and don't got no more money to market that movie because they already know, well, it's going to tank, so we ain't going to put nothing in it, not even to market it.
Exactly, because
like you know how Nolan them normally they have like TV spots, bro. I ain't seen how many TV spots y'all seen Supergirl?
0.
Thank you.
They don't have the money for it. That's the thing, and they know it. They know that Supergirl is going to do bad. They just have to go with it. You know,
they don't have. They can write that off.
Like,
right
oops,
now.
we got to go out. Whatever, we got to release it.
Yeah,
tax
they can,
write-off.
They're not gonna do it. At this point, they're just pushing what they want. Hold on, we got somebody to join. Awesome Piplash, what's up? Talk to us. Your mic is muted.
Skibbity.
There we go. What's up? Your mic is muted.
Can you hear us, sir?
All right. I removed them because the audio probably wasn't working. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that's they're not even trying right now. You know, they just don't care.
And you know what? The gun bots are know it too. Like I'm so laughing every time they're like, "Well, Man of Steel made lower and Diaper Man made." No, it did not. Man of Steel made big. All they do is just repeat back what we tell about them to us. And I'm tired of hearing them crap all over Man of Steel. Man of Steel was a big box office success. Diaper Man didn't even hit numbers. So give it a rest.
Yeah,
I'm still curious as to why they care, bro. If I work for a company, even if I don't like the specific actor, if it keeps my company afloat, why would I attack it?
Exactly.
Why would they be attacking their own product? And then I'm like,
they just don't care.
It's making
Exactly.
y'all money.
The self-sabotaging just doesn't make any sense either. I don't get it either.
Batman who does that?
Exactly. Like Batman v Superman alone, the DVD was the highest rated sale. It was a big box office smash. They should have released the uncut version in theaters. I don't know why they keep botching Zach's movies. And like
that's what I'm talking about, bro. What you just said, say that again.
They keep botching Zach. Zach makes these big epic movies with a lot of plot to it, and they chop out big giant chunks of his films every time he releases a film. It's so annoying.
So that's not his movie. That's not his final work. So you can't say that that's Zack Snyder's movie. Just like Zack Snyder's Justice League is Zack Snyder's Justice League. We need a re-release. Paramount, if you listening, please release Zack Snyder's version of the Justice League in theaters. You will reap the benefits. Trust me. And give us the release of Batman vs Superman, Zack Snyder's version though, because his version is a different movie and it's gonna be glorious, man. It's gonna be so much money made. Do that first, then put out the Justice League too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It already made a lot of. Sorry. It would make even more money for him because, like I said, look how big it was on the streaming service. Imagine, like you said, in theaters. God, they would make billions. Because I've been telling you,
that streaming service. Who was that just had the highest? They had Zack Snyder at the highest streamed movie. What country? What was that?
Oh, in India. That was in India.
Yeah, India, man. Come on, man. We got love in India, not the country.
Is India? I'm hearing correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember.
And that was just recent. That was like within the past. It was this month. Like I think sometime like early this month or something like that.
Yeah. Can't tweet
that. Maybe a month ago or so, a few months.
No, it was more. It was really recent. It was like within the past month or like within the past month and a half or something like that.
So you mean to tell me there was more streamed than Batman, the Batman that Matt Reeves made? You mean it was more streamed than Superman 2020? I'm just asking because they saying they movie so great, and it's making so much money, and it's got such a high consumer demand. I ain't met one person that demands any of that, and that's ego, bro. If I'm not good at something, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something else. You know what, C's? You're better at drawing, so I'll just write. That's how you do that. God want to make every freaking movie, man.
And ruin every movie.
I want to make it. Give it to me.
Exactly. It's like this. Oh,
you have everything. Yeah.
And it's like because he knows we hate him too. So he's like, "Oh, what? You don't like me? All right, I'm a crap over all your characters. I'm a rip up Henry Cavill's suit and laugh about it. I'm a mock Zack Snyder's Justice League, even though I was pretending like I was supporting it when my little Suicide Squad crap came out. I gotta punish all you for hating me. He's like a little baby with
a Hey, Gunn is doing just what dude just said he doing because I believe his ego is in the way, and I know me and C's be joking about it because what he be saying, he be like that.
He probably every time he sees me go live, he probably has a fake account. He's probably watching us right now, and he's like, "Ah, here we go again. Here goes CS the director. He ain't no fucking director. He don't know shit about directing. All he does is talk shit. Here he goes again talking about me. Damn, every time. That's him probably.
That makes me
He's like,
laugh
fuck,
so
CS the
much, bro, because I can see it. I can imagine being somewhere reading comments and getting
I do-
Gun. See you working on your movie. Be quiet.
I do believe it.
I'll get back
I
to it later. I'm online.
I do
You know,
believe
you
it. I
can-
believe I believe he watches this. That's why his little shills come on here every time with their comments. And I believe he reads all the stuff online because I have a DCU fan page on Instagram, and a lot of people look at the stuff. And I put out something about the Clayface thing a long time ago about it will be made, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden, whatever. Oh, James Gunn wants to make Clayface. So I'm like, shut up.
See, didn't you say you got like a cease and desist or something one time?
Who me?
I think WB said like it was not my bad. It ain't you, C's. It was my boy Skywalker. He said something about Gun them, and as soon as he said they flagged his video YouTube.
Oh damn.
You can't talk about this. I'm like, bro, y'all don't have that power, man. But first of all, it's freedom of speech,
Yeah.
and
Right.
we as critics have a right to critique something, a product that you put out for. Art is subjective. We have the right to say what we do or don't like about something.
Exactly.
Y'all got malicious business practices, not us. Y'all the people that got to go to court. Lying, talking about
We just calling the bullshit how it is. That's it. You know, like
yeah, they in court having.
I don't care what they do in real life. I just care about what they doing with these movies. That's it. I'm a fan. I'm a
Exactly.
consumer. You know, it's like,
Exactly.
that's all we care
We
about.
and trust and believe. If we didn't buy into these products, y'all wouldn't want them. You wouldn't even want to make.
Exactly.
First of all, Gunn don't want to make no Superman movie. No way. He wants it because the demand for Superman is so high. That's why he wants it, because everybody wants to see a good Superman movie. But guarantee you, go ahead.
Now remember Toby Emmerich when he was in charge of James Gunn Superman, James Gunn Superman. Nobody wants a James Gunn Superman.
What's up with Toby Emmerich and what's his relationship with Gunn? I don't understand that. I'm
They're
trying to
They're
get
both
buddies.
sabotagers.
Yeah.
Toby,
They're both saboteurs.
He's from Warner Brothers, Toby, right?
Was he's not there? I mean,
So
he's
now
a
you
producer.
talk about
but-
it. It's good because what happened now? See, Gunn can't go. He can't float over to Paramount. He done played his hand so bad. Even
He's
if
gonna go
Toby
back to
Emmerich
Marvel,
was
that's where he
about for him.
belongs. Gunn's gonna go
Man,
back
you
to
be saying that,
Disney.
bro. I don't think he deserves to go to Marvel, even though you know he should. He probably gonna go there. I think,
Nah, he's
bro,
gonna go back. He's gonna go
with
back.
your
Guardians
with
of the
bad
Galaxy.
Yeah.
practice like what he doing, and it's cool. Go back over there, because you know what? I don't care. I personally, as long as I get as long as I get Affleck and Snyder them back, man, I'm happy. But my point is, this shouldn't be happening in business, man. There's so much money on the table. All of
Yes.
the high time.
See, that's
Everybody
what I
could be
say
doing
too. Yeah, sorry. Yes, that's what I say too. That's the whole thing. I'm like, okay, first of all, if fans loud and clear from the very start, we don't want him. We want the DCU. I don't know how much louder everybody could be everywhere, all over the world. Like I said, as a responsible business person, which I know Pam Abney and Mike DeLuca are on our side and want us. That's why I want them as the heads of Warner Brothers. They would be like, you know what? This is what fans want. Instead, it's like, oh, let's just do the complete opposite and just shoot ourselves in the foot. I'm like, what the fudge?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of playing out like it's supposed to. Go ahead, Steve.
No, I was just gonna say there's two comments I want to pull up. One I haven't clicked, but I'm about to pull it right now. But this one I do want to acknowledge real quick. From Ray. Ray, what's up? All of Zach's DCU movies have made more streaming views than Gunn and Pattinson. That is
Amen.
true.
Amen.
Right?
That
That
is
is so
true.
true.
Amen.
I think we can
Amen,
all
bro.
agree to that.
Yeah, 100%. No,
And
sorry.
go ahead.
I said, who out here is clamoring for a sequel to Batman 2022? I've never heard anybody. Everybody I said, nuh-uh. Who's clamoring for more James Gunn? Never heard anybody. I have a friend that loves Marvel and DC and agrees with me too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear
Nobody's
from
clamoring
y'all
for this.
He just said nobody claiming for Batman 22. Bro, we normally give Gunn grace. We don't even bash it because that's really Reeves stuff. But C's be one of the few people that say, man, I don't even want to see that, and I'm with him on that, bro. I don't want no man. Look, Matt Reeves, go back and make something else, bro.
Go back to Planet of the Monkeys. Where's the Planet of the Apes or whatever it is that he does?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I
Make
mean,
a Planet
isn't
of
that
the
the movie he's good at? Like, go stick to your monkey movie. I mean, if that's what you're good at, stick with it. Like, that's like saying like somebody that makes comedy sticking to horror. I'm like, what the hell? Like, it just doesn't add up, right?
They want that Zack Snyder money. That's what it is. He like, damn, Batman is a big IP.
Yep.
I'll do it. But what about how bad you did last time? We had to vouch for you and read to tweak the numbers and make it look like you won. We got some money. I'll do better
Exactly.
this time. I'll do better
True
this time.
True that.
Yeah.
True that.
See, that's why
we looking at the toy selection. He's talking about it every week. He's talking about how bad Batman and gun regime, all this stuff just scattered all out the darn toy section because they can't get it up out of there quick enough.
Yep.
Exactly. Nobody wants it.
Prices, $6, $5. Hell,
Nobody
they got
want it.
Creature
I went to
Commando
Ross.
free on
Look,
YouTube, but nobody
I
wanna
tell
watch it.
y'all. I tell y'all, do the following. Go to your local Ross, and I guarantee you're gonna see the Superman merchandise all in stock. I saw those figures. Those I think they're like 12-inch figures.
At Ross?
$2.99, $2.99, and nobody's buying that trash. $2.
I saw it at my Ross. Yes, I
Or
agree.
even Goodwill.
And it's not selling. It's not.
It's
So
not
what do you
selling.
think they do with those toys once they like so long? So they can't let them stay on the shelves. I used to work at Walmart. Once something don't sell in a year, a season or two go by, they got to move that stuff.
Yeah, they gotta make a space for the next stuff. Like,
So
look,
where
I
do we
wanna
go?
look while still talking about the same topic. Let me bring up this other comment also that I know has been there for a minute. This is from Pac-Man. All right, China. Look, let's be real. China is a huge market, and they love Zack Snyder. They love the Snyderverse, and I'm gonna say it. And I'm gonna say exactly what I had said a while ago. All right, look, there's a few things. Ben Affleck as Batman is loved in China. All right.
Mm-hmm.
When you see these knockoff toys like Joy Toy, when they started off before they got popular, they did Batman versus Superman figures with Ben Affleck. Amazing figures. You know, these were knockoffs, and now it got mainstream. They got picked up and stuff like that. Wonderful, amazing. Like they actually are licensed now. That's how big that they grew. Now check this out. When Black Adam came out, and I do want to acknowledge and talk about Black Adam, right? Black Adam was banned and it was stopped from playing over there. And I'm starting to think, I don't think this shit was political. I think this was intentional because they knew that Black Adam was still connected with the DCEU and they had Henry Cavill Superman. So I'm thinking the studio must have been like, yo, we can't release this like this in China because we know that it's gonna cause an uproar. People are gonna want more. They're gonna want more Snyderverse stuff. When Zack put out his movies, and if you look at the numbers, China's a big market for these movies. How come they didn't play Black Adam? Oh, but they remember when shit was going through last year politically. I'm not gonna get into detail. I'm just gonna say that. And then they were like, oh, Superman might not even stream in China. And all of a sudden, it's like they said, here's some hush money and let us scream this shitty film. And guess what? That film still didn't do numbers at the box office in China.
That's what I thought too. It flopped overseas, and then they try to tell us, the little gun bots are like, "Oh no, it did good internationally and here." No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Why
it flopped in China?
How is that legal? That's my question. That sounded legal because that's anytime money on the table and it's more than your money and it's other people's money, and it's some type of clause in contract written in writing. So something ain't right because what Steve just said made a lot of sense. Black Adam, I already know about that. And The Rock wanted Snyder and his universe to continue, and Gunn was on defense the whole time. Everything he was doing was to ensure that we don't get Snyder back. That's why he wants Wonder Woman.
Exactly. That's why he's retconning everything. Retcon tells you everything.
I got two things. I got two things. Whatever. Like I said, within the subject, one, and Shazam 2, whatever. It was supposed to be in the end credits. It wasn't supposed to be Gunn's wife. It was supposed to be Hawkman and Cyclone that was supposed to introduce Shazam to the Justice Society. But the Gunn said no, but blamed on The Rock and said The Rock blocked it. Lies. Two, if James Gunn did Wonder Woman, all it's going to be is a stupid, corny movie making fun of them, calling them lesbians, and having some lesbian cornball humor. That's all he's going to do with it.
That's all he does.
Hey, go back to what you just said. You said Gunn took. Who was that? You say he took out and put his wife in there?
In the post-credit scene for Shazam 2, it has his wife and his friend that was in Suicide Squad. The one, of course, is laughing at us for fire James Gunn, Steve Agee or whatever his name is. So the scene where it has them meeting up with Shazam, since they work, for Task Force X, which I don't claim that crap as part of the DCU. And it's like, oh, Shazam. Amanda Waller wants you to join this the Justice Society. Oh, what's that? But the original thing was supposed to have Hawkman and Cyclone for Black Adam coming and approaching him and asking, since they work with Amanda Waller too about it. But of course, Gunn took that out and put his wife and friend in there, but blames The Rock and said, "Oh no, The Rock's the one that said he didn't want them to be in that movie."
So Gunn lied and said that it was The Rock who didn't want to be in it. He was making it like The Rock was being incooperative and didn't want to work with fight Shazam, and he wanted to just fight Henry Cavill Superman. But that was really Gunn. That sounds like some shit Gunn to do.
Yeah, just like with the Flash. Just like the Blue Beetle movie had, I think, a Ben Affleck cameo is what I heard, and it had tons of connections to Man of Steel and stuff, but of course he removed that. We all know the Flash, he removed, like you said, the real ending, which was going to have Supergirl meeting with Henry Cavill and crying and being like, oh my God, my cousin's alive, and going on to Man of Steel 2 with Brainiac, or it's going to be called Man of Tomorrow. Guess who stole the title?
Oh, I see it.
Look, this is if you didn't see Shazam 2, this is at the end credit scene. That was forced. That wasn't supposed to be there.
That's
if you haven't seen Shazam 2, look it up on YouTube. It's probably on the internet right now. But that's what happens. This tries to connect, quote unquote, connect into Peacemaker and whatever the hell they were trying to build, and it never worked. That's why I noticed. That's why James Gunn didn't bring in Zachary Levi.
He took the
exactly.
I might have seen that. I think I might have seen that before.
Yeah, it's in the end credit scene.
That's crazy. It is
trying
bad.
to connect Peacemaker, but it didn't work. It didn't work.
And he
no,
so
like,
no way, like we ain't get Peacemaker 3. That's done, right?
That's done. There's no Peacemaker season 3. He knows it. He's done. There's no. That's it. It's dead. It's dead. Peacemaker is done. Like that character and that story is done.
Did you notice? Did you notice? I'm sorry. Did you notice with Peacemaker, he's trying to do like Loki and make the multiverse like the same way Loki is? That's not how the DCU multiverse works either. Like I said, he's just ripping off Marvel, which sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry. He's thinking like a Marvel guy, because he is a Marvel guy. But and that's just lazy writing. See, when you say, hey, I come from Marvel, but you don't have to be like Marvel. Don't bring none of the Marvel antics over here. None of their cinematographers. Keep that over there, man. We are DC.
Pop, DC Studios.
But see, Gunn came with this rinse and repeat formula, and you know, he didn't care about us. We told him, we said, bro, we don't want to see that. Okay. And there was a lot of people that accepted him. I never accepted Gunn because I saw I could read people really good, man. I got discernment, and he looked like a guy that don't consider consumer interest. He care about himself. And now, the same crap he did, it's gonna bite him in the ass later. Because guess what? People don't want to do business with people like that.
Nope. They're gonna be like, oh, this is what you did over there. They're like, oh, your box office poison.
And then you take IPs that's gonna take them out the movie, that's gonna hurt the movie, but I'm giving you money to make the movie so I can get some reap the repercussions of the price, the recoup interest. Bro, I'm not gonna invest nothing else in you. Oh, you put your wife in there? Why you put your wife in there, James? Well, I just thought it'd be cool. The fans wanted the fans and asked your wife getting ran by.
You can't act anyway.
It ain't never get the wife, bro. But that's still the means don't justify the ends. Is she even a professional actress who actually had acting classes? See what I'm saying?
Probably
bro?
not. Her one scene in Black Adam, she couldn't even deliver a line. It's like the gods are always trying to save us. We're always the ones burying them. I'm like, girl, go away. I cringe every time she comes on.
I was like, what the hell?
Thanking John Cena for the scenes they had together. What the heck? What?
All right, guys. I gotta get going because I have other stuff to do. I have a study thing to do, and wish me luck. I want you guys to wish me luck. And
good luck.
I'll see you on the next stream. Thank you.
All right, then.
See you guys in the next stream.
All right, see ya.
I got it. Hey, C's, man, what's up with this Batman 2 thing? What you think they're gonna do with that?
Man, look, I'm gonna be honest. What I think, this is just what I think. The Batman 2 is gonna happen. It's not gonna get canceled. Batman 3 is not gonna happen. I'm telling you right now, it's happening for sure. And not. Penguin season 2 is going to happen because they're gonna try to ride this wave like they did with Peacemaker season 2. There's not gonna be a season 3. That Arkham show that Matt Reeves wanted to do, that's not gonna happen. That shit's not
for the DCEU. For the DCEU, it will.
Because there you go. That's what I was gonna get to. Because once Zack is back, they're gonna go back to what he wanted to do, and they're gonna be focusing. And I think the main goal they're gonna be focused on HBO Max, and that's where they're gonna go all out. They're gonna be doing that Arkham series with Ben Affleck. We're gonna probably see like standalone short featured films. For example, like they could bring back Will Smith to do Deadshot. They could bring in Joe for Deathstroke to set up the Batman with Ben Affleck's movie. They could do the Wonder Woman, the Amazon show that they wanted to do. That it was all
because
James Gunn is trying to claim that he's gonna do. He ain't gonna do that shit.
No, he stole that. He stole that from Patty Jenkins actually, because she had a thin mascara thing already.
Yeah, and I think once Zach is back, he's gonna call the old team and say, "Yo, you guys are ready." And I think that's where it all adds up with Junkie XL, Tom Hulkenberg, the music composer. I think dude just said, "You know what?" I think Zach probably hit him up on the low and said, "Yo, I hear we're coming back. We're gonna need you. Han's already on board. What's up?" And he probably thought about it and said, "Damn, let me think on it." And then all of a sudden, in less than a few days, he was like, "Yo, he's no longer attached to Man of Tomorrow or whatever the hell they're trying to do, Supergirl." And I was like, "Yo, that's how you do it, honestly." And he probably said, "Yo, the backlash from this, let me just stick to what you get what I'm saying? Like, let me not ruin my career." And I think that's what's all happening right now. All of this shit.
Supergirl had 4 composers. They did scores and they canceled them and hired another person.
Yeah,
including him.
What Caesar saying is that Hans, he's saying that Junkie XL and them probably been talking behind the scene with Snyder. So
I bet so.
Gunn might have not got rid of him. He might have took himself out the equation because he probably got some what's happening with Zack Snyder, and he's smart because that's bad for business, bro. You don't leave Snyder and go to Gunn, just like what Momoa did.
Yes, that's what I was going to bring up too. That pisses me off.
I mean, I take it a certain way, but I know whatever, man. If that's what you want to do, you know, he been claiming you want to play Lobo, and it's like, all right, man, cool, play Lobo. Nobody give a shit. But after that's over, you still think about it, bro. You were a cash cow as Aquaman. Cash cow. I love Aquaman 1, bro.
Yeah,
me too.
Aquaman looked better. Disney couldn't touch that. They had a Little Mermaid movie. Man, the effect that James Wan did in Aquaman 1, I ain't even have to go see Little Mermaid. I don't watch all that stuff, but still, I like movies, period. So you see a movie with somebody underwater, it's just interesting to watch. Bro, it looks so cheap. This Disney money, though. Why y'all CGI look that damn bad? Because James Gunn, he cooked. James Gunn cooked with Aquaman 1. And then when I seen Aquaman 2, I couldn't get through it.
James Wan.
I said it right? James Wan.
You said James Gunn. You said James Gunn.
Oh, hell no, my bad. Let me repent for my sins right now.
Once those James Gunn cultists be like, "Oh, he said that. I'm going to take that clip. Look, you see?"
But anyway, Steve, look, you've been talking about this, man. We got to start just saying the real, bro. Ain't no consumer interest for the Batman, bro. I'm sorry. I ain't met one person that actually like him. Everybody say it's okay or it's kind of good. The people that like it, they shit on it. It's like a backhanded compliment. Like who was the guy, Mr. Phenomenon? I think he was saying it like, man, I'm not a big fan of Gunn, but the Batman is kind of okay. I mean, I don't watch him. Like, bro, do you really want something that you gonna tolerate opposed to some shit that's great?
Exactly. Bro, the Batman, Ben Affleck.
We don't tolerate Ben Affleck Batman. We don't tolerate him. No. We got no choice. He's so fucking amazing when you see it. Bro. I stopped and I took 5 minutes to myself. I had to catch my freaking breath after seeing that last photograph of Zack Snyder posted with Ben Affleck Batman. I don't do that shit when I see Pattinson Batman. Man, my stomach I'm like, man, I'm just waiting for this guy to. It's like trying to convince me some cost. You know, he remind me of Kick-Ass. You know how he look when he put on his suit and he barely fight and barely win. That's how I feel about Pattinson, bro. It's so bad. His first fight, they had to CGI some of the guys out of the fight scene because they knew he didn't look believable fighting them. He didn't look believable. Like, let's help you out. We'll get rid of some of the guys so you don't have to beat up everybody because they don't look convincing on screen. That's really what happened because it's about 8 of them at first.
While Batfleck and BVS was
what'd you say?
While Batfleck and BVS, that scene in the warehouse where he was saving Martha Kent, whatever, he was kicking the crap out of 100 bad guys there alone.
Like that never been done. Nothing like that been done before.
Nope.
Why the hell are y'all? Why are we even talking about this, man? Yep. Bring that guy back. right?
Big
Yesterday, bring him back yesterday. Get
Yep.
your
The
man. That's $1
Batman.
billion.
Mhm.
Yes,
Bro,
Ben
I don't
Affleck,
care
the Batman. That's what I said too. Yes, it's gonna make $1 billion. That's what I was gonna
man,
say
say what
too.
y'all want to say. Even without Superman, Batman by himself, bro, they wouldn't have been complaining. Because imagine if the whole movie looked like that damn warehouse scene. No Superman.
Oh,
And I love
Swear.
Superman. I'm just saying.
that's it.
Imagine the movie with just Affleck. Bro, we ain't seen that yet. That the Hollywood don't want that because they
They
know
don't.
once we get that, they ain't gonna
Nah,
be able to put nothing out that's gonna stop us from overlooking they shit. You know
Mhm.
what? That's
Nope.
cool. That's gonna be playing. I'm gonna go back and see Snyder movie again for the second time because it's better.
Mhm.
Me too.
That's what they
That's
scared
what
of, bro.
that
Like,
movie's
look,
gonna be $1 billion
we
in
got
theater.
somebody else that joined. Raheem, what's up? Talk to us.
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
What's up? What's up? Yeah, we hear you.
Yes, yes,
What's
what's up?
up?
I'm at my work right now, but I'm sneaking this call in, man. So,
It's all good. Don't risk it though.
no, that's all good, because
Don't say your name.
I'm in the office by myself. I'm in the office by myself. So
All
anyway,
right, cool.
I'm not too excited about the Batman 2 because I wasn't excited about the Batman. Robert Pattinson is not wasn't great casting for Robert Pattinson to play Bruce Wayne, but it was either down to him and Nicholas Hoult. Those are the last two. So if you had to choose, I guess you go with Pattinson between him and Nicholas Hoult because Nicholas Holt's not a great Lex Luthor. He's not a great Beast. So I guess Robert Pattinson just won because it's either him or Nicholas Hoult. But nah, I'm not feeling the Batman. I was pretty like the other guys. I was pretty upset that they decided to go younger and not deal with Ben Affleck. But this is all because at the time Jeff Johns was part of DC at the time, and he ruined that for Ben Affleck and everything. Because what the script was really good and everything, and I think that they should have kept with you needed a Batman that is seasoned and a veteran because we already saw a young Batman with Batman Begins, so we've seen that, so we don't need to go backwards and everything. So I don't know what's going on over there with Warner Brothers and everything, but no, I'm not too excited about it. I don't care for the bill. I don't care if it's Mr. Freeze because we already know they're gonna mess up Mr. Freeze anyway. And as as years gone by, I have to say this, even though that was one of the worst Batman series, Batman and Robin, but I look back and say, yo, Arnold is the best Mr. Freeze so far. There's no one that touched it. You know what I'm saying? If you gave Arnold a good script, playing Mr. Freeze, I think he would have killed it. But no, I'm not too excited about anything that's happening with James Gunn and with Matt Reeves. I think Matt Reeves is an okay director. I think he really messed up the Planet of the Apes franchise after they gave it to him. It's just he's a boring director. He's really, really boring with his stuff. So I'm not too thrilled about that. I just hated when the fans was like, "Oh, with the Batman, this is the first time Bruce Wayne uses detective skills." I'm like, bro, if you watch any Batman movie, you can tell he uses detective skills. You're just not going to focus the whole movie on his detective skills. If you watch Batman Forever, he uses detective skills in Batman Forever. Batman Returns, Batman 89. It's not like he just did it, So I don't know what's up with these dudes. And then, like you said, with the fanboys getting upset with my dude Zack Snyder having Batman kill people. I'm like, bro, y'all guys don't remember? Y'all love Tim Burton. Batman 89, he killed people. Batman Returns, he killed people. Batman,
Yep.
Batman. The only time he didn't kill anybody was Batman and Robin.
I think he probably did somewhere in there in the background.
No.
Somewhere.
So yeah. So it's just like that's the only time he even killed Ra's al Ghul. They're like, oh, he didn't kill him. He said, I'm not saving. He said, I don't have to save you. He said, I ain't gonna kill you. I don't have to save you. That's murder. Then a lot of people forget that Superman killed. Oh, Superman never killed. I'm like, he killed in Superman 2. What he did is he depowered Zod and all of them, and he crushed his hand and threw Zod down an ice shaft. I said to a friend of mine, I said, if you hear someone go, they stop, what that means. He's like, I don't know. I say they dead. That's what it means. So and the thing with Superman 2, it was premeditated because he depowered them. They were basically Zod and them was basically human. There was no need to kill them. They had no powers. You could have just arrested them. But when he did a Man of Steel, he had no choice because he just became Superman. The Phantom Zone was gone. Zod said there's no jail on Earth that could hold General Zod. Like he was hell bent on destroying Earth. So what are you going to do? You had no choice. See, it's like these guys out here, they're just making excuses. But going back to the Batman, I'm not thrilled of it. Like I said, the casting with Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, that was bad casting. She
Oh, it's
wasn't really
terrible.
that, she wasn't that
Mhm.
gorgeous. They bring in Scarlett Johansson, and I wouldn't do that because she's now hitting 40, complaining about, oh, they sexualized me. I'm like, you wasn't saying this when you was in your 20s and 30s.
Yep.
It's like now that you're 40, oh, they sexualize. But you know what's funny? I tell a lot of people, I say it's not the fact that she's saying that because she's 40. I say it's the fact that she married that dude from Saturday Night Live. You look at that dude, Colin Jost, he looks like a lame. So I'm like, she woke up one morning, she's like, oh wow, this is all I have to get. This is the only guy left that wants me.
Damn.
Cause
That's
yeah,
funny.
I mean, if you ever saw her in that movie, what's that movie she did? She did that movie with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Man, Don Juan, bro. With that, when she had that I think it was a Staten Island accent. Yo, that
Yeah,
right
I know what
there,
you're talking about, bro.
bro. And
Yeah,
and the funny thing is, she wasn't wearing no tight clothes. It's just that accent and the way she was talking. I'm like,
it was
yo,
sexy, bro. Hell yeah.
hell, that's yeah, but the thing is, it's just that yeah, no one cares about Matt Reeves. He's done. He's like, bro, you ruined the Planet of the Apes. I'm sorry, he did. It was bad. The Batman was boring. Uh there
It
was
was
no need for a
boring.
sequel. And DC, they just, I mean, I can't wait for Skydance to continue finish the sell off because I don't want the Man of Tomorrow to happen. They could cancel it. They can cancel it.
Yeah.
Supergirl ain't
Tax
looking
write
good.
that shit off.
Jason Momoa was an idiot to jump ship because I guarantee
Yes.
you that Lobo is going to be he's going to be in the third act. He ain't even going to be in the whole movie. Uh, that was a waste of time. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I really
Mhm.
feel like DC is done for now. I'm not saying it's done forever. It's done for now.
Yeah.
Um, like all the DC toys, the McFarlane toys, they selling good because again they keep going back to the DCEU with Zack Snyder. It's hard to find the Henry Cavill Supermans now. They going if Henry Cavill was such a corny Superman, how come you can't find his action figure, but you can find the
David
whether
Corn
Diaper Man, Corn Sweat. You can even find the guy from Superman Returns. I mean, yeah, but it's just like, but Henry Cavill's a bad Superman, So I don't get it. I don't get it, man. So that's
I'm
my 2
starting
cents.
to get it though.
I
I'm starting to
agree.
get it. I'm starting to get it. Look, if you want to pitch your Superman, how do you get your Superman in the door? Get rid of the other Superman. So how do you do
Mhm.
that? You gotta start smear campaign. He's a bad
Mhm.
Superman.
But
So man,
He's
they
too
know he's not bad.
old.
They just want their chance at bat, and they got it, and they stunk up the damn ship.
But
Remember
I think
also.
what Hollywood they just hate for some strange reason they don't like Henry Cavill. I think if Henry Cavill was pitching like Henry Cavill woke up tomorrow and say, "Hey, I like dudes," I think they'll be like, "Hey,
Oh
we
hell
love you,
yeah!
That's
They
how
Henry."
it
like
is. That's just how it is.
unfortunately Henry
Go
looked
look
like
he go
masculinity.
he goes to bed. He goes to bed as a straight man, wake up gay, like, hey, you know what? Hey, and then everyone's like, hey, all of a sudden he got mad movie roles. Oh, forget it. Voltron, we ain't gonna put it on Prime. We gonna put it in theaters because Henry Cavill say he's gay.
Let's be real. That's why they don't like Henry. I mean, not Henry. That's why they don't like Zach because Zach, when he gives you a male character, dude's ripped up. He's jacked up,
Mhm.
and when he gives you a woman, it's just how a woman is: beautiful, sexy,
Right.
attractive. And she's still toned.
Powerful.
Like they don't show you
Yeah.
this overweight woman that's like, oh, hey, like, come on, man, let's be real. Nobody's
Did
looking
y'all
at
see?
that
Let me
shit.
ask you a question. Did y'all see that horrible Captain America movie with the last one, Part 4,
God,
Brave New
no, no, I
World?
skipped it.
So that's an
Okay, let me tell you
afterthought.
something.
I ain't even watch
I saw it. That's not even, it's not even the dude that played Captain America that got me pissed off. They had this 4 foot something woman who's supposed to be part of Black Widow project. She's about 4 something, and she's beating dudes that's like 6 feet, 365 pounds. And I said, listen, it's bad enough you get a woman that's 5 feet that could beat these dudes. This woman's barely five. She was barely 5 feet. And she's beating up dudes who are 6'11", 260. And their excuse is because she's part of the Black Widow project. I'm like, come on, come
they
I
don't
on,
bet
even
that
they don't
damn
even know
movie
what else to
stank. How
make
much
up.
that movie do at the box office?
man. It was horrible. It was
Exactly.
horrible, man. Yeah, I
Marvel's
feel
went
bad for
downhill for
Harrison.
years.
Yeah, I
Marvel has
feel
been
bad
going
for.
downhill for years. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I just feel bad for Harrison Ford. That's what I have to say. I don't know why he did that.
They did him twice over with the damn Indiana Jones. They had some shit with he had a daughter or something, and she took over. All of a sudden, she's smarter than him, and she's a better. It's like, come on, man. When y'all gonna learn? Stop taking our IPs and throwing chicks in there, having
It's
them
not
take
a
over
chick
the
thing,
main lead.
bro. When they filmed Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford was, by the time they got finished filming it, he was 81 years old. And listen,
that's
it's
his
bad.
franchise.
You could listen. No. You could believe, you could suspend disbelief of a 65-year-old Indiana Jones back in 2008. You can't. Like, oh yeah, he's 60. You know, there's some healthy 60-year-olds out there. But can you believe that a 79, 80-year-old man can do all of that? No, you can't.
Nah.
But you don't have to do all that. Just like Rocky. Rocky wanted to fight, and he was an old ass man. And the whole movie was about him trying to convince people to let him fight.
Stallone was in his. Remember when he did Rocky Balboa? He was in his mid-60s. That's what we're talking about. You know
Bro, that's what Affleck at right now, and they trying to say that he too old. He like 55.
Affleck's not. No. I said Stallone was in his 60s when he did Rocky Balboa, not 50s. He was in his 60s.
Well, when Henry Cavill
I was saying all the Snyderverse cast is older now, and they arguments are that our people is too old to come back for their roles.
But they okay. They okay for Robert Downey Jr. to come back as Dr. Doom. And Robert is about 60. He's about 62, 61.
He Marvel. That's why it's okay. That's why.
Exactly. Because when Henry Cavill was officially hired back, quote unquote, whatever, Black Adam, everybody's like, yeah, he's the only. It was announced he's the only one, blah, blah, and all these little guntards, or / Disney shows, he's too old. He's too old. He was only like 38, 39 at the time. How's that too old?
He look more than Corn Sweat.
All I know for sure, I think we can all agree is Marvel's gonna make over $1 billion this year with Avengers.
I don't know. I have to put pause on that. I have to put pause on that. CS.
No, I get you. I get a lot of people that they say.
No. I'm not saying that because you said no, because you hit on the money. I'm just saying pause because I'm gonna agree with what you said. The Russo brothers, they don't have the information that Zach gave them. You gotta remember. In the original Justice League script, it was Batman who was supposed to sacrifice himself.
Yep.
He didn't do it. He told the Russos about what he was doing. They took that and they put it for Iron Man. That wasn't supposed to be Iron Man. You guys what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so now they don't. Now they're not picking his brains. He's not letting them know anything. That's why think about every movie that the Russo brothers do outside Marvel. It's not a hit. Just like with the Wachowskis. The Wachowskis are not. I still believe. I'm gonna say this. I'm going to throw the for a minute. I believe that lady when she said that they stole her ideas, like from Terminator, The Matrix. I have to believe it because hear me out. If Wachowski really hear me out, bro. Just hear me out. If that was really their baby, The Matrix. How come after part 1, part 2, and 3 suck? There was no story. If you create something, that means you have good stories after that. That's why I have to say I kind of sort of believe that woman when she said what she said back in the early 2000s, because it's like if you're a creator of your own IPs, the rest shouldn't suck like that. That's what I'm saying. They stole it. But what I'm trying to say is same thing with the Russos. I really believe they was picking Zach's brain. Zach caught on, and he said, "Wait a minute, that was my idea."
Yeah.
And then he just said, "Let me stop talking to them." Look what happened.
Like
Remember
they took him out for pizza, and they were trying to get go ahead.
Yeah. Like real quick, the reason why I say that Marvel is going to make $1 billion, and I get the state that they're in with all this MCU bullshit that they've been doing. Let's look at the fact though. DC, unfortunately, with James Gunn has not been able to make no money. They're struggling to make their budget. All right, we got to look at that. Nobody's looking and tuning into these shows. And then on top of that, yes, I understand Marvel has been doing shitty movies lately and all that, but let's be real. The Avengers, it's a strong IP. People are still gonna go and show up for the Avengers. Every time the Avengers movies comes out, it always makes over $1 billion. This one, we're talking about X-Men. You got the Avengers, and what else you have in there? Spider-Man, probably. Who knows what the hell? The whole point is,
Guardians.
They have all these characters already, so it's a big build-up.
But CS, what was the purpose? Let me say something. What was the purpose for them to buy 20th Century Fox, which they didn't have to do? This is long. I would be all day with that. The purpose was
To
them
steal
to
X-Men.
to get X-Men back, right? Which they didn't have to do because, like I said, after the Phoenix Saga, all they had to do was just wait 3 years. The rights would have lapped over. That's how it works. The right, if you don't make a movie within 3 to 4 years, it rights revert back to Marvel. All Marvel had to do was wait 3 years because guess what happened after 2019? COVID happened, right? So all the movies
Yep.
still shut down. By 2022 would have been 3 years. They could have got the rights back and did their thing. And here's the funny thing: all the fans like, yeah, now that we got Marvel back, we watch. I mean, when Marvel, sorry, excuse me, when we got X-Men back and watch Marvel do the casting right. Watch that, right? What did Marvel do? They hired the same actors from 20th Century Fox. Now, here's the purpose. You're saying that Marvel could do X-Men better than what 20th Century Fox did, but guess what they did? They kept the same actors. What you know what I'm saying? They kept everything in play. So guess what? So it shows that actually 20th Century Fox did it better with X-Men and Fantastic Four. Because why we keep revisiting the same actors?
Exactly.
Marvel could do it better. Why we do it? We could tell Hugh Jackman, here's your Walker paper. We got a better actor to play Wolverine. We got better actors to play Storm, all this stuff. And also Charles Xavier. But they can't, they're not good at that. This is what I'm saying. It's not. I'm sorry.
Like, look, I want to say this. All right, I see and I respect your point of view. And why do I disagree? And I'll tell you why. You're looking at it from one point of view. I'm looking at it like what you just said right now a little while ago, LT. I'm looking at it from a business perspective, and I'll tell you how. Look at this. All right. Marvel said, screw that. In other words, Disney was like, you know what? We're just going to buy out Fox because we need the X-Men because we want to build up. All right. Fast forward. They own it. That's it. They own it. They had to buy out the studio for them to own the IP and get their brand back. Okay, good. Now, let me tell you this. Are you familiar 100% or 50% with Secret Wars? What the story entitles?
Yes,
what it's about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so what they're doing, and I see it, what they're building. If I was directing that shit, I'd be like, I'm gonna do it just like this. I'm gonna cater to everybody, and that's what they did with Wolverine and Deadpool. They catered to the old people from Fox. They catered to the new generation, and they're catering to the future generation. That's 3 generations you got. That's why they made $1 billion with that movie, and that's what they're gonna do with Secret Wars. They're only bringing in Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans to milk our generation. That was our time. You get what I'm saying? That's our time. The new people are like, oh, who's this? Now they're gonna go and rewatch this movie. That's why Disney's gonna re-release the movie, the Endgame again. So when you watch Doomsday, they're gonna be like, oh, that shit is fresh. Oh, that was from the new movie.
But CS, look at you. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say straight down. I'm gonna say two things. Two things for you, right? One, it wasn't a good business decision to buy 20th Century Fox. I'll tell you why. 20th Century Fox was in the red. It was in debt. Disney cooked their books. Disney was in the red as well. You don't take, if you have bad dates, you don't take on another debt. You get what I'm saying? You do not do that. That's why, because Disney was losing money. That's number one right there. Number two, I'm about to lose my train of thought. Number two is that you said it. They're re-releasing Avengers Endgame. And that's why I tell a lot of people, Avengers Part 1 is not rewatchable. It was great back in 2012, but it's not rewatchable. You can watch Man of Steel back in 2013 and it's rewatchable now. You can rewatch Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, this Ultimate Edition in 2016 is rewatchable right now. Let me tell you something now. Avengers started it all, right? It made $1 billion. How come that one is not rewatchable? Why are you not putting that one back in theaters, but you going, let me put Endgame back in? Remember, Avengers started it because guess what? It's not rewatchable. It's not like the one thing about Zack Snyder, regardless how people want to shit on him, those movies are rewatchable. I remember when people didn't like Sucker Punch, they revisit Sucker Punch. Oh wow, I hate this movie. Nah, it's really good. What the hell was I thinking back in 2011? This movie is amazing, Sucker Punch, the visual and everything. I hated it because I didn't understand it back then, but now here we are 15 years later, and it's rewatchable. But you can't say that with Avengers. You can't. So CS, ask yourself this question: why are they going back to an Endgame to bring back in theaters, but they're not going back to Part 1? See what they do. See right now, but on May 13th, this week, they're doing the 40th anniversary for Top Gun. You think they're just gonna pick Top Gun Maverick and they bringing both out? Both.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you why they're doing that. All right, real simple. Besides money, is let's be real. Let's say you're going to, I don't know, to school, law firm, be a doctor, whatever. You think the school's gonna tell you in one semester, yo, you're gonna learn all these 20 books, and then the test is next week? No, impossible. You're gonna be overwhelmed. That's how they're doing with Marvel right now with the Avengers. They're like, we're setting up Doomsday, but we're leaving you where we left off. Because the real fans that have been following since the 2012 movie to now, that's our generation. That's you, me, and the ones that we can relate. What Disney is doing in a marketing strategy is, and it's well done what they're doing, because they're like, we're gonna pick up where we left off. In other words, the same thing that WB needs to do. Where did they leave off? Zack Snyder's Justice League. So are you gonna tell me you're just gonna watch that Avengers, especially the new generation? We already know what's up with the old movies. But
the thing is, they were actually setting up for a Kang Dynasty, and
Yeah.
because they did Jonathan dirty, so they have no build up for this. So what they have to do is just shove Robert Downey Jr. into the end of Endgame and put it out and be like, oh look,
All they had to do is recast Cable. Let me say something, CS. I want to throw something in there right now so you can make it crazy. I don't know if some of you guys was around back in 1997. If it was, just tell me. Okay, back in 1997, January, New Year's, right? This is 2 years before the biggest event happened in the summer of 1999. You know what that was? Episode 1, Star Wars. So what they did, what 20th
yes,
Fox did, in their infinite wisdom, is they re-released Star Wars Episode 1, A New Hope to a New Generation, back in January 1997. Then by March they did Return of Empire Strikes Back, and then by summer of '97 they introduced Return of the Jedi, like around April, spring of '97. They did that. That was a marketing point for 20th Century Fox. They said, listen, 2 years from now, we're doing Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. We're going to introduce a new generation to Star Wars, and we're going to bring the old generation that love Star Wars, who didn't have, remember, because mind you, there, there are people who grew up in, who were born in the 70s and 80s, didn't see Star Wars in theaters. So now you're in your 20s and your teens in the late 90s. Oh, I can see Star Wars in the movies. Because 2 years from now is Episode 1. So that was their move. So what they did was January, Star Wars, the first one, New Hope. February was Empire Strikes Back. And around spring, March and April was Return of the Jedi. So they got people hyped up for the Phantom Menace was to be coming out in 2 years at that time. So that's good marketing. So what I'm saying, if Disney wants to, they could have took that page from 20th Century Fox. So listen, let's do all the Avenger movies, get people hyped up, because guess what, Doomsday is coming out. They could have did it this year. They could have did it right now. They could have put, because let me tell you something. In January, was it around January, February? It was quiet. March, it was quiet. April was quiet. So you could have dumped those movies out, got people hyped up for Avengers Doomsday in December. I rest my
Yeah,
case.
that's true.
I get that, but they add new stuff in these movies though, right?
yeah, they're shoving in Doom at the end of Endgame and be like, oh look guys, we're set up for it. You haven't even built him up, whatever. All of a sudden he's a variant of Iron Man from the Fantastic Four universe, and we're gonna shove him in there so we can erase the Kang buildup and all that. It's so messy.
Well, that's so egotistical and that's crazy. You should have kept Kane, not because I
Uh-huh.
personally want to see him. My point is, he's just better on paper and for business. Why? Because we already identify Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. So you're gonna make
Yes.
him Doctor Doom. Now you got to explain why he's Doctor. Bro, that takes away from the actual plot itself. Of the movie.
Exactly.
Now we got to fight to figure out, because every time I see him, I'm gonna be thinking like, man, where's my mock suit at? I want him to see him fly. But
Right?
Kane, just because he had one little issue in the media, man, so what? Robert Downey Jr. had some issues back in the day.
Exactly.
So you got to also answer, how did the Fantastic Four get to our world? Because you think, because here I thought in the movie Fantastic Four that Galactus destroyed their world and they escaped it, but that world is still intact. So what's going on?
I think
sat
I think
through that movie.
Spider-Man, that new Spider-Man is gonna explain it. It's gonna touch things, because remember, from Spider-Man Brand New Day, we don't have nothing until Doomsday. So I think a lot of things are gonna be explained in this new Spider-Man. And
yes, they should have did that Aunt May movie, man. Come on, Sony, we want that Aunt May movie, right? CS, come on, tell me.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Let them do their thing, I guess, and then we'll see. Because like I said, I know I'm probably on the opposite side. I think Marvel's gonna do good with the next Avengers. What they've put out lately, no, because that's standalone films and all this trash. But when it comes to the Avengers, they cannot afford to lose. They just cannot. They can't. They have too much merchandise. Those tickets are gonna sell. They're gonna make those numbers. That's why, like, I'm like, let's see what they're gonna do with it. But they have my interest. I'm gonna tell you straight up. And if the movie is shit, I'll tell you straight up, that movie sucked. Like, I'm just
I don't know.
I bet
that
Season
you
movie
two
people,
of
was
Born
trash, you
Again,
know.
season two of Born Again didn't do well on Disney Plus, and that Frank and that Punisher is not doing too well either.
I'm not
Disney
watching.
ruins everything.
I don't
Disney
watch.
ruins everything.
That's the
I,
streaming service, I think. Disney is censored, man. Come on. You know they got them same
yeah.
writers who live in this little box. They can't get too
Mhm.
far out because everything got
Marvel's
Disney
best
law.
Exactly.
Marvel's best time and peak time was when they was with Paramount. When Paramount was
Yes,
doing
that's what I said
distribution,
too.
that's
Yeah,
when
Yeah.
it was at their
Paramount. Yeah,
peak. And that's phase, and that's actually really phase one,
yeah,
because even though Disney's quote unquote bought them in 2009, Paramount was still, because phase one was all the Iron Man
Won't we
1,
just talk
2,
about this?
Thor, and also Captain America. So those were,
They were
and
quality.
also Avengers 1,
That movie was
Avengers
great.
1. That was also through Paramount. So yeah, that was the peak
That
year.
movie was great. You could
yeah.
tell the difference between that and the shit Disney's doing.
Oh,
And
Yes,
you know what
Disney
it
just
is? Disney got these people that been there for so long and they gatekeep. They don't get rid of their friends, bro. They could be
yeah.
you don't have to be a great writer, but if I rock with you, I've been with you, been in the company, I'm gonna make sure you stay in the company. And then when I get like
exactly.
a big IP name, I'm gonna pitch it to you.
And that's
Guess
why
what? I
James
got
Gunn's
this.
gonna go back. They're gonna welcome him with arms wide open.
Yeah, they're
You
gonna
see the
welcome
way,
him back.
Exactly.
you guys read the way you guys read the article when Scarlett Johansson was disrespecting Black Widow. How she like, oh, they were sexualizing. I said, listen, I said in my comment, I said, listen, Scarlett, you wasn't the first choice. The first choice was Emily Blunt, and because she couldn't do it because she was contractually obligated to do another film with 20th Century Fox. Had that not happened, she would have been Black Widow. See, this is how stupid Scarlett. She wasn't even the first person to be cast as Black Widow. They wanted Emily Blunt. She couldn't get out of a contract with 20th Century Fox. She owed them a movie, and she had to do that movie. So if it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
because of that contract thing, Scarlett, you wouldn't be in a big movie. So here
Yeah.
you are now, 15 years later, complaining, bitching about a character that puts you up there, talking about it's sexual, she was sexualized. Like
And then she
Emily Blunt would never say nothing like that. She wanted the Black Widow. She knew about Black Widow character. She wanted it. So come on.
and then Scarlett Johansson sitting there. I heard what I read article. She's begging to be in the new Batman movie. Begging. She said, "I got my people to beg me to be in here."
She got no people to beg her to be in there.
Her PR people or something. That's what I read in an article the other day. She begged.
Come on,
She,
man.
you got.
Come on, bro. I heard it all, man. That's crap, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't anybody who acting wants to be in a Batman movie because it's exposure. I think what you're
Mhm.
saying.
Mhm.
Exactly. Look at Harvey Dent's dad. Look at all the actors that turned it down. Brad Pitt, Daniel Craig.
That's just a gun attached to it. Nobody want to work with him. But other than that, Batman is you want to be in a Batman movie. But that just showing, bro. We know. Everybody know behind the scenes, Gunn is fucking with Matt Reeves. He's messing. He been trying to get that IP, but they just like, nah, Gunn, man, you gotta let Matt Reeves cook.
Mhm.
And the worst part is why he want to do it. It's like, bro, you messed up your own corner over here. Now you want to get something that's a sure thing and put it over there to make you look good. No, clean up your mess first. Stop getting these bad C-list characters and making these crap movies. First of all, stop spending our money wasting it on your ideas if they not even fully thought out, fully
Yep.
fleshed out ideas. The man don't have no scripts done, nothing, and he greenlit and everything. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, bro. Why?
Mhm.
They ain't that. What the hell are you talking about? With
Yeah,
what
let's see.
money?
What's he?
Now it's about what money. See,
Exactly.
Paramount ain't gonna play that with him. But go ahead.
Well, I
No,
got
see,
I got a side note, but I got good news for you, CSL. Check this out, guys. So they finally went back to call him Captain Marvel. They can't call him Shazam because it was impossible to call him Shazam. So that means moving forward in the media, they can still call him Captain Marvel. That's amazing.
You said
That's
what about
amazing.
Captain Marvel?
they finally call him. They going back to call him Captain Marvel because they realized that it was stupid to call the character Shazam because the wizard's name Shazam. So what I'm saying moving
Oh,
forward,
that's a
when the
slight.
time
That's a
because
slight to
there
Black.
was no legal nothing legal about calling Captain Marvel in like media like cartoons and everything. That's all
Oh, it
Jeff
was something
Johns.
legal
So
about that. It's
no,
something
no, it
legal
was
about
all,
that.
no. It was only on print. You couldn't say that because remember, if you ever watched Young Justice, and he was in it. They called him Captain
Right.
Marvel. And he was in Justice League Unlimited. They called him Captain Marvel. Legally, you could do that, but you couldn't just put it on print. That's it. So they
But
going
it's a
back to Captain
female
Marvel
Captain
inside the
Marvel.
comics.
But you know what
I know.
picked me off about that? The Captain Marvel comics came out in the 40s, 20 years before Marvel created their Captain Marvel. Then all of a sudden,
Exactly.
whatever, they want to sue them. Yeah, no, I'm like, how can you sue someone for a title that they already had?
No.
20
The
years, exactly.
thing was no because what happened was that when DC because when Fawcett DC quote unquote won the court battle, so they took Captain Marvel from Fawcett Comics and they sat on it for years. So when they reintroduced Captain Marvel to back in '72, they couldn't say it on the front cover because Marvel had Captain Marvel. So since they had that,
Oh,
the deal was that you can't print his name on the cover of the titles, but inside the books you can still call him Captain Marvel. So that's why throughout the '70s and '80s and all the way up to the '90s now, the print is Shazam. So, but in '94 they said the power of Shazam. So you understand that he's not Shazam; it's the Wizard. So
oh,
so moving forward, when Zach does want to come back, when Zach does come back, and he does want to take Captain Marvel and use him in his films, he can call him that in films because you can
because I
still
feel
do
like
that.
well, yeah, because I feel like Zack Snyder will do even better with Captain Marvel. Now, I like David Sandberg, but I know he was forced to cheese down some of his movies too, and I believe that he can make more Captain Marvel more grittier, and maybe recast with Zachary Levi too.
Yeah, man. You know who they should put for Captain Marvel? What's that cat they kept trying to say was gonna play Batman, the new Batman? But
Alan Ritchson.
Alan Richardson, man, he'll be a perfect
Yeah,
Captain Marvel. He got the
yeah.
squinty eyes.
I'll
'cause
tell
it
you,
was
be a
the
captain.
poster.
Nah, the perfect one would be John Cena. He could be
Yeah.
Who?
John Cena.
Cena?
Yeah,
Man, I don't
just
want
put
Cena
him
nowhere
in.
near the Snyderverse, bro.
No,
I'm
I know,
sorry.
I know.
Peacemaker sucks.
No,
If you could
I know what
recast, I
he did.
think
He did enough for me over there.
But
no.
you know the thing about John Cena,
He's a good.
Peacemaker.
He's a to be honest with you, he is a good actor. He's not a bad actor. I'm not saying
I
he's
He's
a
just
bad
don't
not.
want none of them gun dudes over what we got going on, bro. Cause he still tied the gun in some way.
Yeah, but the
He
sad thing
connected
is,
to his wife.
he tried to do Peacemaker better. He came in and made him more serious, and audition made him darker, and like but Gunn's like, no, play him like a douchey Captain America. I'm like, oh god, but I hate that he's part. I'm with you on that though. I agree.
Yeah.
Nah,
Hold
man,
on.
keep your
We got the Mencio. Talk to us, man. You've been here for a minute, man. Just jump in.
Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on?
What's up? What's up? Give us your thoughts, man.
I want to say something about Man of Steel first. Were you talking about that earlier?
We've been talking about a little bit of everything, but I know somebody
Oh, I
brought
want
that
to.
up.
I want to bring this up about Man of Steel because I think I'm tired of people who say that moment sucks in that movie, which is not saving his father, Jonathan Kent, in the tornado scene. I think that
Mhm.
was a good moment. I don't understand
Ooh.
what people got against that. Like he could have saved him. No, he could not. How are you gonna tell me that Callow could have saved his dad from that tornado scene and not be seen? Tell me how you could have
Agree.
wrote Cal to save his dad. Tell me.
That's a controversial scene, brother. Cause that did look like, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that was I didn't like it, but I put up with it. But I felt like that was like plot armor, the worst kind. Because it was like, bro, he could have died. Y'all wanted to kill him off, but he don't have to die like that, man. That man had a
Yeah.
lot of time to just
Well,
stand
John.
there.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. It was plot armor for him dying of a heart attack in '78, but y'all took it. Yeah,
That's
accepted it,
true.
right?
Yeah.
So
Bro,
Yeah.
but think about it
so
from a
what?
realistic point.
Because
If you see a
no, the
tornado, you're
point
not
is
gonna stand there.
the point. Okay, let me say something. The point of Jonathan Kent's death, right? And in Adana and in the Snyder's verse is this. It shows you that Superman is powerful, but one thing he can't prevent is death. This is what y'all don't. Not saying you guys, but this is what people don't understand. And he said that. Remember when he's at the funeral in the '78? Well, he said all those things I can do, I couldn't save.
No, I get
Remember
that.
that?
It's just how
So
he died. I'm like, they could have just
doesn't
gave
matter.
him a
Death is
reason.
death. Death is death, man. What you want? Death? You want
No,
him to die
you need to not be
like a
taken out of
naked
the
gun?
movie. When you're watching a movie, man, it needs to be convincing, bro. You standing
So
there
have you
watching a
have
damn
okay? Do
tornado
you
flipping
understand?
cars,
Do you understand? Have you ever been to Kansas? Have you ever been in the
bro. Your
Midwest?
son is
Have
Superman,
you
and you
seen?
telling him to
Okay,
stay back. I'm gonna let,
no. But
I'm gonna let this
no, but
tornado
hear
hit
me
me.
out. He said that because again, he could be seen. There was a lot of people that was there. Remember, all the people was on the underpass. There was a lot of people on that underpass. If Clark did anything that's super powerful, right? They will see it. Remember, they dismissed Pete Ross because he was a kid. When Pete and all the kids said, look what Clark did, they dismissed it because they like, oh, he's just a kid, he's a kid, don't even believe it. But now that you have adults seeing a 17-year-old Clark go and save his father from a tornado, how you going to dismiss their eyes?
That's not bigger than your father's life, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I
But
can understand both.
Jonathan told him don't do it. He said don't.
Man, he
It's
would have been,
okay.
hey, daddy, I don't care what you talking about. Your life matter to me. That's acting. But when you watching the movie, they could have still killed him. It's just how he, like I say, man. When I watched that, I'm like, he didn't even look scared. Like, bro, you ain't Superman. You a human, and you could have. In most movies, even the most heroic figures get scared. Like Bruce Willis, he done been in movies. Remember the movie where he was supposed to be stopping a comet from hitting the Earth, and he
Armageddon,
was
yeah.
he was
And
left by himself.
and guys, also just remember too. Remember when he came out the ship and he had the Superman suit on. That's when he realized he could fly. Remember, at 17, he didn't know how far his powers was. Remember, his powers was developed. It was like puberty. His
Oh
powers
yeah,
was
right,
just
yeah.
developing. So who's to say he was fast enough or he could fly to get his father? We
That is
don't.
a good
That's what I'm
point,
saying.
though.
Would have
Actually,
You
that
be
is.
don't.
away from
You
him.
make it.
You know what?
No.
They
What the
could have
problem
sped
is,
up the
people think that.
hurricane, and it would have made it more believable because it seemed like it was just the
Did you see those?
SpongeBob time.
But remember when
Wait,
did you see when he flew the first time this time as an adult, this time at 33, you saw the reaction on his face because he couldn't believe he could do this.
That's true. That is a good point. Yeah, he
That
did.
means he never did it. He never did it when he was 17 and 20. He never flew. He was doing other
I'm a,
things like holding up big buildings and stuff like that. But this is at age 33. This is his first time flying.
I
Guys,
take it you
we
an
got
old
5 minutes. I
man,
got 5 more
That's
minutes
all right.
left. So
I'm about to
okay.
go, guys. It's
All
a
right.
good show. But
go for it.
You
Go
an
for it.
old
Just
man.
wrap it up.
Check this out. Karate Kid 2, same scenario. It's a chick. It's like a tornado or something. Then you don't got no superpowers. He goes out by himself because the uncle, who's supposed to be the hero, could go and rescue the chick from the little, whatever it was, tornado or whatever happened. He too scared. But then you go out there, climb a tower, and go get her in the middle of the storm. All I'm saying is I'm a Snyder fan, damn it, die-hard Snyder fan. It's just I'm entitled to my opinion. That scene kind of made me. I'm like, they could have left that scene out. He could have still died, but they could have did some other way to justify he died, or had him die get hit by something car, or maybe sped it up. But it just looked like he was watching his daddy, watching him, and I'm like, was that really thought out? Because aside from that, everything else I love about Snyder, and I'm a big advocate for him. I got a whole channel dedicated to him on profile on Instagram. But go ahead.
Got it. Anything else y'all want to wrap up with?
I do. Who's seen Mortal Kombat 2?
I saw it.
Me too.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it too.
I ain't gonna save my money, man. I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired.
But you know what? By this time next year, I feel like everything will be turned around and on the pathway to good.
Yeah, I think so too.
And we'll put all this crap behind us.
About Mortal Kombat, though, you brought it up. You asked us, who's seen Mortal Kombat? What was that in context?
Well, I heard it wasn't really that great, but that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, maybe Street Fighter might be good in October. Maybe they might. I'm convinced Street Fighter might be really good. It might be that funny, silly, good, funny movie.
Silly, good, funny. Okay. Okay.
Now, it might be good because it takes
We'll
place
see.
in the 90s. I'm just saying, it takes place in the 90s.
Okay.
You never know. I mean, I'm not hearing good things about Street Fighter. I mean, Mortal Kombat 2, but I'll still check it out.
Ain't nothing about silly, good, and funny. And they always say games. It's a game movie. It's a game. Let's it's cool to be silly, but even the tone of the game ain't silly. So what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's not in
Well,
context or nothing. But go ahead, see.
no, it's all good. Dementia, anything else you want to say before we get going?
Yes. About the Batman movie, it needed more action, and
Yeah.
that is
Agreed.
far from a favorite. And people say it's the best Batman movie. I'm like, really? They haven't got no action. You know, I think the best Batman movie is still Batman '89,
Me too.
Hello.
or even
I still
or
say
maybe even
Forever's
I
on
need to
top.
rewatch Batman
I love
Begins.
Forever.
Hmm.
I prefer Batman and Robin than Batman Forever.
What?
Yep.
They're actually
Wait,
good
for-
both.
Val,
I like
that
both.
was my
Val Kilmer was a good ass Bruce Wayne and Batman. Let's
Yeah.
man.
Let me
I
ask
mean, I
Steve,
didn't
how
know
you feel
about
about
Batman
that, Steve?
Forever
You a
growing
Batman
up.
Returns
I was
fan.
introduced to Batman and Robin.
I like all of them besides Robert Pattinson.
Robert
I'll leave it
Pattinson.
with that.
Robert
I enjoyed all of
Pattinson.
them, but not Robert Pattinson. Robert
But
Pattinson's
I
never gonna
really,
be
I
my
know
Batman.
you will
He
all
was like an
agree with me.
emo gothic Batman. Like
Yeah.
because he whispered the whole movie, even as Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne talks like a normal person. He doesn't whisper the whole time.
Dude, Adam
Yeah.
West is a better Batman than Robert Pattinson.
But
Let me wait one before I go. Because Adam West is a good actor. You give him a dark,
He is.
gritty script of the Batman, he can pull it off. I think he can really pull it off.
I think so too. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. It's been fun. Before I do go, I do want to acknowledge one comment from Mad Max. So, Mad Max, if you're still in the chat, I'm gonna pull up that comment right now, and I'm gonna end it with that real fast. But Raheem, thanks for joining us. I truly appreciate you for coming on the live stream and all that stuff. Shane, same thing too. Always watching, showing the support. LT, really appreciate y'all. Demencio, everybody that's watching. Let me pull up this one last thing before we get going, and then I'll end it. So I'm gonna just remove y'all just so I can talk about this real quick. And
Okay.
so
All right.
good
See you
catching
later.
up with y'all. Let me hold on. All right, there we go. And all right, so let me pull up this comment real quick. Mad Max, you made a really solid point, and it stayed with me. All right, so let me first pull up this picture because I'll tell you why. Hold on, let me actually take off this banner so we can see this real quick. All right, so the comment that you put up was when we were talking about Marvel and DC and all that good stuff. Hold on, I just had it right here real quick. Where is it? Damn it, I just lost it by doing this. Give me 1 second while I pull it up. Damn, I just had it, man. Oh, here it goes. All right, this right here makes 100%. Look, this right here is freaking awesome what you said. If Zach comes back, and we know he's going to come back, Disney will go ahead. Then the superhero genre is back on fire. I highly agree with you because once Zack Snyder is back, that's it. I'm getting chills just saying this. The superhero genre will be back. Right now with James Gunn, it's not working. And if you're listening, Warner Brothers, Paramount, James Gunn yourself, you're not it. You're not doing it, and you never have. Go back to Marvel. That's where you belong with Guardians of the Galaxy. Make room for the real directors, which is Zack Snyder, the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers, I'm telling y'all, some of y'all are going to disagree, and it's okay. But I believe the Russo brothers are going to cook with Doomsday. Marvel is going back to what was working, and they're fixing all the mess that they had before. This is why they're laying off and firing a lot of people within the company. We're seeing the changes, all right? Once Zack is back, and I think he's already back, he just can't say anything yet, and Paramount knows it. This is why you see that James Gunn wasn't invited and he wasn't in that meeting, whatever it is. The point is that he's not being consulted, and he's the quote-unquote CEO of DC Studios. That title is about to be taken away from James Gunn, and he knows it. This is why he's pacing, trying to put all this slop together, and there's no repairing it. That's it. The only way you fix DC with their cinematic universe is with Zack Snyder, David Ayer, and everything that was already there. Marvel is doing and fixing their mistakes by bringing back Robert Downey Jr. They're bringing Chris Evans. They're bringing in the Russo brothers. They're going back to what was working. If Paramount's announcing a new Transformers movie with Michael Bay, that we know that he's going to come back, they're going back to the formula that was making them money. And if Paramount, once they acquire WB, and they know that they're going to bring Zack Snyder, we are going to see very soon Brawler. And the same thing we saw on Batman versus Superman, Zack Snyder cooked with Ben Affleck, is what we're going to see with the next actor in Brawler, kicking ass. We are going to see that same style because we saw the same style during Rebel Moon, and we saw shots and stuff that was wow. Like, it just left us speechless. Zack is going to be back. We're going to get a Ben Affleck standalone feature film finally, because again, like many have pointed it out, when the old MCU started with Paramount, we got to give Paramount credit. When Transformers were making money at the box office, they even reached to $1 billion with Transformers with Michael Bay. It worked. And now they're about to capitalize, and they're going to go all in with Zack Snyder and the Snyderverse, because they know that the Snyderverse sells. It makes money, and in the end, the Snyderverse will get restored. It's not working with Matt Reeves. It's not working with James Gunn, and it hasn't been working with them, and it'll never work. There's no future, and there's not going to be a Batman Part 3. It just isn't, unfortunately. James Gunn is going to be out once his contract runs out in 2027 spring, and we're going to go back to what was working. We know that Paramount needs to make billion-dollar movies, not millions, billions. And once they announce Ben Affleck's The Batman movie, I guarantee it, and we all know it, that it's going to make $1 billion. Once they announce the return of Zack Snyder at Paramount with DC, it's game over. And that's going to force Marvel to be like, hey, we're going back at it again. But this time it's going to be different, because this time Paramount's going to let, with WB, while they own it, let Zack Snyder fully cook. And along with that, we're going to get the air cut, and we're going to get much more projects, and we're going to go back to that greatness. And cinema is going to make a huge, strong comeback. And we're seeing it. We're starting to see all these movies slowly make a U-turn, getting away from all this agenda trash that's been filtered throughout years in these movies. I'm telling y'all, Zack Snyder is going to be back, and things will change very soon. We just have to keep on fighting, keep those wallets closed and locked, send the message. Supergirl is going to flop next. Supergirl will do worse than James Gunn's Superman 2025, and he knows it. This is why he's not attaching his name to it, because he doesn't want that to haunt him in his career. But we already know what's up. Lanterns is also dead on arrival, and everything that the DCU is putting out is just screaming desperation. That's what this disaster company has been for a while. This is why we need good leadership, and we need people that actually care. And we know that Turkey is friends with Zack Snyder, and he loves what Zack Snyder did with the Snyder Cut. Remember that, my friends. If you use the hashtag when we were fighting for release the Snyder Cut, we now have it. We won. We proved to the media, we proved to everybody that was against us, we made that possible. Even Zack Snyder was like, the fans made that possible. We made that possible. And in the end, just like we made that and we got that, we too, we will stop at nothing, because we're going to get the Snyderverse restored. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. There's no and, ifs, or buts. It's already here. It's just a matter of time till we get the official announcement. But with that being said, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in, for watching. Thank y'all for joining the chat. Everything that has to do. I thank you. I truly do. And I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace out, my friends.